man.
एक महीने में 2000 mm रेन हो चुका है.
Oh shit, 2000 millimeter.
Yes, in 1 month.
Too much rain, bro. Too much rain.
Yes, all dams are full, so gate has to be open. In
Yeah.
my my other people who work for me in restaurant and in my sweet factory, there were half of the people got to water in their house. So
Oh.
I had to literally work for 14-15 hours and sending their some food and vegetables.
Yeah, you're a good guy.
Trying to be, trying to. So too much volatility these days in the market.
Yes.
Too much volatility.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Yeah, but now in this volatility, I need to ask you only one question. Can I?
One question only.
Only one.
Okay.
I think a lot of people like me who has only 1 year experience in forex would love to ask this question. In this volatile market, especially with the GBP pairs and with the JAPI pairs, all the GBP JAPI pairs, all the GBP JAPI crosses, and the gold, I think safe to be monitored and stop loss to be monitored by only M15. Am I right?
No, depends. 1 hour, 30 minutes, they're still good.
Because last day the USD JAPI took a hit my SL and moved in my direction.
Yeah, so then what you gotta do is you have to look at the chart and then you have to see that, okay, like, you know what, if it did hit your stop loss, where was the stop loss? Like, was the stop loss at the right position? Was it supposed to be there? Or what was going on?
Good morning. Yo,
Hey, good morning, guys.
how's it going?
Good, man. Good. How are you?
Phenomenal, actually.
Yeah, you caught a nice move on GU.
Yeah, 78 pips. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, very nice.
I actually had 2 people messaging me in my DMs that were like, "Hey, should I do this on GU?" And then I was just like, "Wait for the close," and then it closed, and then I was like, "All right, I'm buying," and they're like, "Okay, I'm gonna buy too." So,
Nice.
Morning, guys.
Hey, good morning, Alex.
How are you?
Beautiful.
Good trade, Paul.
thank you.
I'm hesitant to say this because I didn't wait for candles to flip bearish, but I just entered GCAT sells. Because I've been milking it all week.
Yes.
And it's at a prime resistance.
You have been milking GP CAD.
I have a tight stop loss, and so I'm not tripping.
Oh, you sold it. Interesting. Yeah, because I was looking at GJ and GU, and I feel like they still have more room to go up.
I see.
And now when I'm looking at GP CAD, seems like it broke a resistance.
And it's retesting it, like GU. Like
Yeah.
Trade, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I had just entered, and then I saw Paul's trade. I was like, fuck, that's GBP. Oh, well, it is what it is, bro.
Yeah.
I just didn't think it was enough bullish momentum to keep going. Like, I figured, like, there has to be a fundamental catalyst for GBP to go all the way up there, man, because it's in the shitter. But we'll see.
I don't know. I have a note on for like Tuesday and Wednesdays to get up at 3:30 because it normally will make a move at 4:30 Central Time. So
Yes.
I figured I could catch it, and it played out today. So
Good. Awesome trade, bro.
I think it'll continue up, to be honest.
If that's the case, then I'm gonna hit stop loss for my trade.
Oh, you're selling it right now?
I'm sorry?
You're selling it right now?
Yeah, I'm selling the resistance, what I've been doing all fucking last week and this week. So if it doesn't go my way, it's okay. It'll be my first loss in a minute.
Are you on GJ?
GCAD.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about that.
Oh yeah. Hit it.
What is this?
Damn.
No, YouTube told me yesterday not to use music.
Music.
Yeah.
So guess we're gonna have to be using the birds from now on.
Yeah, I can't use the birds, but this
You can't
YouTube-
use the birds.
I don't know. But this YouTube, they don't have any volume options for the music thing.
Hey, Rakil, so that sucks. So we won't be able to listen to music anymore?
Oh well.
Yeah, what a bad one. Oh well. It is what it is.
Is there a live chat on the live stream?
Yes.
Yeah, on YouTube, for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, on Mixer? I mean, on YouTube, yeah.
What happened to Mixer? Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Rakil wanted to make money, so he went to YouTube. Hey.
Yes. All right. So your GPY 1 hour made a resistance up over here. Let's look on the daily. Ooh, daily is rejecting a high. Okay. 4 hour. I had your JPY buys. I had your JPY buys around, I think it was 118,786 for Asian session. Because
Oh, so you won that trade.
yeah, because it made support here in New York, broke down, then before Asian open, like the 7:30 candle, closed back above the support, and then I took a buy. I took a buy actually till 118,900. And then 2 hours later, I see price, and price is just at like 119,450, and I'm like, wow.
Did you leave a runner?
No, I didn't leave a runner. I
Oh,
did
well,
not.
You still won the trade.
Yeah, that was good.
That's a nice little, like, I would have, like, that's good to know that you could, like, how you entered and why you entered.
Yeah. So now EJ is coming back down into some sort of support. And this was resistance on the 1st of August, all throughout, New York close. Made a support right before pre-London. Now you gotta wait how this candle acts. If this candle stays bearish, I think it's coming down to 118,900.
Yeah, because it closed back within that thing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of like your trade, but downward. Like the trade you won going up, but this time it's going down. I got it. All right, it's breakfast time, guys. You know what that means.
What are you eating?
Weed. No, Paul, I'm fasting. I don't eat till 12 p.m.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Why are you doing that?
I'm trying to, like, lose body fat, bro. I eat too much.
You want to know a really good secret to lose body fat?
What's that?
Don't eat like a dickhead.
yeah, for sure. But fasting keeps me in check, bro. It lets me not eat like See, Ricky, I'm hoping that 4-hour candle right there closes below that resistance. You know?
Yeah, I'm actually waiting. I'm waiting for it to. I mean, I'm looking at GJ and I'm looking at all the ABP pairs right now, and I'm really hoping for them to make some sort of support on the 15-minute, so that I can take buys and we can go back up.
Got you.
That's what I'm basically looking at. So 4-hour, yeah, this 4-hour close is gonna matter.
It could, and guys, also, since it's not really a huge bullish momentum run, it's just a couple of candles going bullish, it might be a fake out too. If it closes back in the range, let's just drop. Like I said, I entered a little too early, but I wanted to catch the whole move this time. Like I said, I got a tight stop loss. See, my stop loss is that support right there, Rakio.
This one?
You go up to the next candle, go up to the left, 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 go up. Go up. You see that's no, the one below it, that candle below, like that support right there where your cursor is. That's my stop loss.
Oh,
but in my head, I'm not really in it.
Yeah. If I'm looking at.
A lot of people are against my bias today, so hopefully I'm right.
I'm sure you'll be right.
Nah, don't say that, bro. You're gonna jinx me.
Yeah, you're right. You're dumb. You're not gonna win.
It's funny because, like, I never made money. I mean, let me rephrase that. I've never been as consistent trading a channel. Like, right, GCAT's very choppy. It's not even trending. It's just ranging, and I've been lucky to catch it, you know. First time I've ever caught a ranging market.
Yeah, you're doing really good, man, so far.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, every time I hear you talk about your trade, you're always winning, so.
Oh, thanks, bro. Well, not always, but yeah, thanks. Lately I have. GCAT's just been real nice lately.
Yeah.
Alright, GG.
I wonder if Ted about GU. I messaged him, but he's ignoring me.
In profit, baby. Hopefully stay here.
Yeah, GG is rejecting resistance. There's support down here. It's coming down.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey, how you
Good
doing?
morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. No music anymore, guys.
You're my music. Can't still believe that gold went up to 1475.
I think gold's taking a breather here. Continue.
Gold went to the moon. I'm trying to find a good place to buy. Basically ranging.
For Keo,
Yo.
good trades on gold yesterday, bro.
Yeah, thank you. I had no losses this week so
Like
far.
how you exited right on time too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so looks like gold. Hey, gold actually is pretty awesome because now we got support at 1460 and we got resistance at 1474. So it's actually like a super nice range, and you can basically play 1460 to probably 1467, and then if we break 1467, 1467 all the way back to 1474.
Like those are the resistances of that little move we had.
Yeah, so that's what, like, I was so happy that we did that huge correction, because when it just keeps going up like that, it's too hard to figure out where your ranges are, right? Because where does it stop? And that's why, like, I always close my positions early, because you saw what happened yesterday. It went 1474 and then it went right back down to 1460, right? So basically, if you were in any trade yesterday, you wiped out your entire profits.
Yes.
And now you're starting again from ground zero. So it like, this is where, you know, when people talk about scalping, you know, they turn around and they're like, oh, scalping's no good. But now I'm double dipping, because you're in the same position that you've been in the last 3 days, and I'm coming back in to get it again. So 1466 is a possible range that we can look up to? Yeah. Usually when gold goes up, usually it's kind of relevant when it comes down. Yeah, I'll wait till 8 o'clock for gold, unless it starts to move in the next hour, which it potentially could move to 1476 in the next hour, but I don't know. I want to see how the next hour forms, if it comes back down to 1460, if it pulls back a bit before it goes up.
This hour.
Yeah. Sorry, go.
Oh no, I was just gonna say this hour close is gonna be the key, because now when I'm looking on the 15-minute, this looks perfect.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was looking at as well. And if you look at the daily structure, that daily candle could flip. Wow, UK is going well. I just don't like the daily structure is bearish. So that means at any given time we can pull back again. It's very hard for gold when it does these kind of bearish moves for it to go bullish. It's very rare that we see gold go bullish on the daily with this kind of candle on the daily. That's the only thing that I worry about, and that's the one thing that I notice with gold. Like, about 90% of the time, if the daily is bearish, the rest of the day will be bearish. You'll get bullish moves, but the overall momentum will be bearish. So that's what I'm very cautious of right now, like, because you might have another test of this support at 1460 before we drive up, and today might just be the breather. So we'll see what the market gives me. Sort of sitting back. I'm at the EJ 7960. If we can pick a piece off it, perfect. What a profit right away. Okay.
Man, I just smoked some indica. I should have smoked sativa, bro.
Yeah, man, why'd you do that? Morning sativa, man.
Because I'm gonna go back to bed after this.
Oh man, you won't sleep quick.
Sabrakil, so you can't even put the birds?
No, it's okay. Like, I have it on. It's just really, really low.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I guess the first day of the trial run of YouTube was successful because you had like 2K views, no?
Yeah, like I'm only using YouTube as a like a platform where the streams can be saved. Because like once we roll out the paid ones, I was trying to look for a solution, and YouTube offers that solution.
So let me ask you something. So make sure if you pay, they don't let you save it.
No, there's no such option like that on Mixer.
Oh, that's crazy.
Just trying to focus on more games.
Oh, GG would have been a nice sell-off resistance.
Let's go, EJ. Quick puff up.
Hello, morning.
Oh, sorry. I should have muted it.
Yes.
Oh, baby.
Alright, I was really hoping for GJ buys, but I guess it's not gonna. There's support here, just gotta wait. Usually looks like it's coming down to correct this move. GU stable near 31-month lows. Bears may keep upper hand. If Boris has the upper hand, the bears are gonna keep the upper hand on the pound.
I'm 15 pips in profit on G10. But like you said, it might be retesting.
Oh, nice trade there, Alex.
Bill, coach is not done yet. It's very this is a key level right here, like you said.
Yeah, that's awesome, because if this closes here, which it is,
Fake out.
yeah, exactly, this move would be a fake out.
Hopefully. From your mouth to Santa's ears.
Yeah. With Trump's tariff threats to China and the manipulation of Chinese yuan to offset, we could see, yeah, gold is going to go to 1500 for sure. So, too much instability. Oh shit, gold did break out.
See, like, this is why I try to up my lots, because with my lot size, 10 pips ain't shit, you feel me? But if I'm like you guys, like you and 10 or whatever, like you mostly, 10 pips is a lot, bro, you know? So, but, you know, baby steps.
Yeah, but what happens if you lose?
Oh, then you lose more.
Right. See, like it's a good example of people's thought process is I'm not making enough, but you're also not losing a lot, right? So your thought process is skewed. You shouldn't always be worried about how much am I going to be making. You should be worried about how much could I possibly lose, because all you're doing is you're manifesting the fact that every time you're going to enter a trade, you're going to have a great trade and it's going to go really well. Whereas what I would be doing is I'd be watching to make sure that I was not risking something that I can't afford.
Oh, gold, come on down. Gold's going to come down. I'm going to take buys. This broke up. This is a clean range towards 1467.
Oh my god, look at G-Cap. Jesus.
Alex, I would just focus on the win, to be honest, because I used to have that issue too.
I agree with you and Ted, bro. It is mental. Like, usually I'm like, man, I can't wait to be on that level. So 10 pips is 10 pips. I'm like, yes, you know. But I guess I feel good too because that will come. And if I'm catching 10 pips on the regular, then the lot size will come. You feel me?
Yeah, your account will grow because I mean, if you can't win 10 pips on a $10 account, you're not going to do it on a $100,000 account. You know?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. And I've been catching more than 10, so I'm, you know, blessed. But
You've been killing, so I would just fucking keep going. And I mean,
thanks, bro. Yeah, I
I
know.
know. Just focus on percentage, bro, and you'll be good.
yeah.
What up, Burner? Thank you, man.
You just got to keep perspective because how old are you?
I'm 37, bro. I'm old.
Okay, so like, if you think about it, let's just say it takes a year to get to like those big lots to where 10 pips is like you can. Like, you're only 39 or 38.
37. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so 38. So if you think about it, if you're trading like $1,000 a day, do you even know anyone that has a job that does that in the time you put into this?
Right.
Probably not. But that's always my thing is like, do I even know anyone that can make this much? No. Do I know parents that make this much? No. Like the only few people that would maybe be able to keep up with you would be like doctors or people that are like owning a company or something like that. But just like the normal day-to-day people, like even at like 50, they just don't make that much money in 3 hours in the morning.
No, I feel. I agree.
So I got in a buy on gold. Basically, the idea is broke this resistance here. This candle closed bullish. So as long as this current candle stays above the oh shit, fuck.
Yeah, no, I was about to say the first 5 minutes of this candle is gonna crush us.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, you got don't get hoodwinked by gold when it does that break.
Kind of like traded it. You try to trade it within that range.
That's so stupid. Actually, well, I'm still in it now. I'm in his stop loss, so basically, I'm just expecting it to go up.
You should be okay if it holds that support. I just have a feeling it may tap down a little bit lower before we get that move. That's all.
Son of a bitch.
Because the 850 or the 655 candle, that 7 a.m. candle was the continuation of the last hour. It wasn't the new hour candle because we need a wick. That's why I just was watching it because I was about to do the same thing and then I saw it and on the 1 minute and I was like, oh, I've seen this happen before. Yeah, but it's good because now what you can do is you can place buys above that previous pullback. So right where you have that pullback, yeah, right at 1465, 64, buy stops. So when it flies up, you'll catch it.
Oof, my God, look at my G-Cat. Sheesh, drag it out, fam.
Very nice one. It's feeling nice.
Thanks, I'm up. How many pips right now? Let me check.
Ooh, that 4 hour went bearish too for you.
I'll buy this for you.
32 pips. 32 pips,
Nice.
baby. See, guys, like, okay, I don't want to. I'm just speaking my mind here. Like, if I was trading Rakio sizes, I would have closed already, but I'm not. You know what I'm saying? But in my head, I did. You feel me?
You gotta close then.
Yeah, but okay, so Alex, when you're trading those positions and you're having them run deep and you're profiting, why don't you turn around and add to those positions?
I feel like that would be greed, and it's gonna bite me in the butt. That's how I think. You know, like oh man, I should just be grateful because the minute let me add positions and then let me get more money, then he takes over there, bro. I don't know.
Okay. Just seems you're caught in.
And usually, and Ted usually like, well, this past week I would do something like that, Ted. If I was trading like the trend and we found a support, keep going up, then I would enter another position. But lately, or how I've been getting my money last week was trading this range. There's no such thing as like breaking and retest between like in a range, you understand? So it's hard for me to like to guess or like to put multiple positions, you know, on a ranging market.
Yeah, but you don't have to guess. Once you're in profit, you can just allot a portion of that profit to a new position and increase your lot size. So if you're up $100 or $20 as an example,
Okay.
you can then and you're trading say a 10-cent lot or whatever. You can then add a 20-cent lot and have a $10 stop loss on that 20-cent lot. So you're basically taking a portion of your profits to try and increase your profits.
Yes. I'm gonna do that.
And then if that position starts to pull back and you're not comfortable with it, you can just close. You've lost some of your profits, but you haven't hurt yourself. You're still in profits overall. It's just the position that you got in didn't work out like the new position. You're just scaling in more positions. That's all.
Now it's moving.
I wish my freaking chart would load. That'd be cool.
Yeah, the 15-minute now is starting. That's support at 1463, so we need that to hold. Yeah, this hour should break up all the way to 1466.95. We should hit that pretty good. This hour candle pushes. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that you can scale in positions. If you're in profit already and it's almost, it's a deep trade and you believe it's going to run further to your take profit or whatever, scale in a bigger lot size. I mean, you've now built the cushion with your profits to allow you to trade a bigger position risk-free.
Well, I took profit on one position.
Okay, that's good.
No. Safe. I caught that. But yeah, that makes so much sense, Ted. I'm gonna start doing that. But I figured, yeah.
Like people are worried about sort of risk management, but it's not risk management when you have profit. All you're doing is you're reducing the amount of profit you could possibly obtain. Or if it does go your way, you're increasing your profit. You're not hurting your risk management by adding positions when you're already in profit. Like it's because you haven't taken anything out of your original capital. All you're doing is you're playing with house money. So all you're doing is you're pressing house money, and you just have to be aware of the fact that if you're pressing house money, that you could end up losing all of it. Yes. But that's when you do the calculation and you say, okay, if I'm $30 in profit, I'm willing to risk $10 of that $30 with a bigger position because I know we're continuing to run in the same direction.
So Rakil, you there?
Hey.
Can you hear me, Rakil?
Yeah.
In GCAD, this hour candle should retest that resistance back in the channel, correct?
At 68.50 ish, that area.
Wait, oh shit, wait.
60.
Yeah, you see, like, so this hour candle that's forming, it should be the retest of this resistance, right? And continue down to at least the support of the hour.
Theoretically, yes.
I mean, that would be nice and ideal, like an ideal, perfect textbook fake out.
Yes. Theoretically, that should work.
Yeah, if anyone's looking to buy GU, if this 30 closes bullish, you could probably get some good buys there.
Yes, I agree.
Oh yeah, because it's a beautiful break and retest right there, bro. Textbook.
GJ's forming support on the hour too at 129, 620.
Wow, man, the amount of people who message me asking me where are the streams now, it's too high. Way too high.
I'm just reading some of the comments on the YouTube channel. I'm not even addressing it. It's just not worth it. I don't want people to be asking where they should be placing buy stops, where's your stop loss, all that stuff. That's not for me to answer, it's for you to answer.
Yes.
Oh, it's a free signal, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what
I make
people
money
want.
through YouTube.
Yeah.
Hopeless.
Any thoughts on GJ? Yeah, Dallas. I'm just waiting for. My bias was buys on GJ, but it came down to the support. So I guess I'm waiting for this candle to close. Cause it seems like it's creating a support here.
Yeah, no free signals, man. No free signals. So I guess the intention of these are so that you can watch us trade and learn from what it is that we do when we trade. Not for us to be providing you like entry and exits and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's basically based on your trading plan, bro. I mean, them telling them, like your exits and entries and shit. That's all up to you, bro.
What am I going to look at? I'm only going to look at GJ and gold today.
I see about 10 pip go down for EJ before rise. But if you pass about 15 pip, I would say it's going to turn the trend to be bearish.
I think if people have a trading view chart, just copy the last portion of that URL link.
You know how complicated that is, Ted?
I guess so.
That's really complicated.
Sorry for making it easier on people's lives. I don't understand, like, some of these questions here and some of the way people do things. How do you expect to be successful in Forex? I just want to learn. I just want to understand the mentality so I can help you. It's like people are just like randomly screaming out thoughts. I don't know.
I feel like they're maybe scared to like hear that their analysis is wrong.
I guess. I don't know.
Like if they send like a chart and you're like, well, this is retarded. Like they just don't want to hear that, so they're just like, oh, what do you think? And then they just agree with whatever you say,
Yeah, but there's just like questions here. Like, did we please buy order on gold? Gold, it looks like a head and shoulders downside. Like break and retest Euro USD. Like, is this it's just junk. It's just junk comments. Like, guys, like use this chat to actually do constructive things. Like, it's just a waste of your time.
A better comment would be, okay, so let's say GU is at 1.21800. So someone could say, okay, I'm just waiting for this candle to close here to see if we can buy or sell. And then we go out and say, oh yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah,
my GCAD. Oh Lord.
It's just funny because at no point do we ever turn around and say, that this is happening. We always give price numbers or prices. We always give ranges. We always give like, you know, support and resistance. And nobody here, it's like nobody else does anything. They just blurt out things. Like if always talk on chats as if you were in a room speaking with people. And before you type in what you're going to talk about, see if that would make sense if you were to stand in front of someone's face and say it to them. And if it doesn't make sense to say it out loud, it doesn't make sense to say it in a typed form.
Ooh, Alex made some pippies today. Alright, so what you guys can do is there on YouTubies, copy this one here, last one here, and then paste this. If you want to send charts, this right here.
Like Rakil, if this, I'm sorry to keep bringing it up. If this GCAD does do what we were talking about the breakout and retest, this would be a perfect time to add another position, correct?
Yes, and then you'd be leveraging out the profits from your first position. Like let's say if that's still open.
Perfect.
Yeah, so sometimes like what I do is if let's say my position goes in profits, like let's say 15 pips, I'm gonna put stop at break even, and then if I'm gonna open another one, then I'm gonna put the stop of that position on the entry of the first one, so that if it does all retraces, I come out with break even. But if it continues down, then I'm basically compounding.
Wow, okay, thank you.
Yeah, so that's the chance you're taking there.
Looks like hopefully it stays that way.
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna continue to drop.
Wait, but don't be fooled, because this could be pre-New York hype.
Yeah, no, I think this can continue down because your JPY is also, it's very, very bearish. It could come down straight to 118,900.
I'm gonna open
100 if possible. I'm actually waiting until it comes down so I can buy out. Or just wait on that until it comes down to 118.6.
Aha, ooh, what's this? Euro USD. Euro USD sells. Waiting for a candle to close below. Yeah, perfect. It's got to wait for a candle to close below. Oh, we fixed it. We can now see charts. Awesome. Yeah, G just going to continue here.
Alex, is your trade still running?
Yes, sir. I closed one position and I left three on. But if this retest is legit, I'm gonna add more positions, bro.
Nice. Do you only trade GCAD?
Yeah, GCAD and UCAD. That's it. Like you, bro. GU. I mean, I listen. Look, Rakil and Ted are my mentors, and they always installed in me that pick like one or two pairs and master it, right? At the beginning, when I first started trading Forex, I lost a lot of money trading a lot of pairs, right? When I focused, I narrowed it down to these two, I started winning. But then I have other people telling me like, man, you're successful and you've traded your pairs for a long time and you're successful, it's okay to trade other pairs because the same analysis, the same everything goes for every, you know what I'm saying? That's what they tell me. But I'm like, you know, I'm not going to do that until I'm like fully like GCAD, like for reals, you know. So my license plate says GBP CAD. You feel me?
Yeah, I like that idea. I might have to get GU online. But no, I totally agree. That was my issue too. Even when I like first came out of the streams, I saw that like Rakil, he had like 10 pairs up. So I would try to flip through every pair. It would just be like, oh, quick analysis, lost. Quick analysis, lost.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. That's a good point to bring up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close UJ because we don't need it. What else? That's just okay.
Whew. God, my GCAD's dropping. 38 pips in profit.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm actually as soon as Raquel, it hasn't even broken. Remember USD CAD from yesterday? Hasn't even broken that support that we were waiting for it to break. So as soon as it does that, I'll be adding positions at that level, which is 1.31860.
Okay, 1.31860.
Yeah. So just for clarification purposes, man, like what Ted and everyone has been saying, when you're averaging up or you're adding positions or scaling in, you want to make sure that you're not in multiple pairs, because from experience, this is from experience, I wouldn't tell you anything that I haven't done personally. When you are in multiple pairs, a lot of the times the correlations are off by 20%, 30%, even 15%. Nonetheless, the correlations being off means that you might have one pair in profit and the other one not in so much profit, and your psychology will be affected by your greed, because you want all your pairs to be in profit at the same time. And so what happens is you'll basically be in profit and you'll let one of your pairs go back into the negative because one isn't in profit, and vice versa, and you end up losing a lot of money. So that's kind of why you want to kind of stick to one pair. Even for myself, even though I look at more than two pairs, I will not trade more than two pairs at one time, and then I will have no more than two positions per pair. So if, for example, I have 4 positions total,
right,
that's all I can use, 4 positions. So if I decide to use that across one pair, I can have 4 positions on one pair to scale.
Yes.
Or if I have 2 pairs that I'm trading, then I have two positions on each pair that I'm trading.
Yes, totaling 4. Got it. Yeah. That's good, bro. That's good advice. Yeah, definitely. That's why it's a good thing not to trade those different pairs and just stick to those. You don't have to deal with all that, you know?
Yeah. There's no reason, like, for example, if I know that USD CAD is going to win, there's no reason for me to say, you know what? This other pair is inversely correlated. Let me go ahead and put some positions in that one. Why? There's no reason. You already know this one's going to win. Just stack it up.
That's true, bro. That's true. That's kind of like winning in gold. And since you're winning in gold, saying, "Oh, let me sell UJ."
Yeah. There's no reason. Just keep winning. That's why I just add more positions most of the time. I just scale in. Like if you look at like some of the trades that I take, I'll post, like, because I do a lot of documentation for my own personal reasons, right? So I make sure that I know exactly what type of trades are most successful and what type of trades are yielding the most profit for me. So those documentation, I will basically publish my ideas like 20 times on one pair, because I'll keep averaging it, or I'll keep scaling it.
Oh. Gold has activated the buy stop. Oh shit, still running.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jay, for that, bro.
No, you're welcome, man. Pleasure, bro.
Oh, nice, Rakil. Let's see. But didn't Ted tell you that you're jumping the gun, bro?
No, I had a buy stop.
Yeah, I had a buy stop as well. My buy stop just got activated.
Yes.
I'm gonna close at 8 pips.
Nice.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Done. That's 10. That's 10 pips.
10 pips.
10
My
pips.
hit.
Gold is a monster.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh.
Wow.
Nicely done.
That's it. I closed right there.
Hey guys, you wanna see?
Wow, they gold.
At 1467.
You wanna see my lawn, guys?
1466. Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Hey Raja, you wanna see my lawn?
No, I don't. We're doing some important work right now.
What?
Okay, you go. Your TP got
Oh,
hit, man.
Oh, dang.
What is that?
That's awesome.
Did he say you want to see my lawn?
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
My MT5 got stuck and he's talking about his lawn. I'm like, whoa, I'm gonna get out of these positions. I don't want to see no lawn.
That's funny.
Yeah, that was very nice. Got like 11 pips out of it.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Good job.
Yeah, it's probably gonna break out, but the thing I was also worried about is this breakout might also just push up, and then the New York Open we might have a huge pullback again. So I think we're in a good position with the hour candle, because the hour candle should push up a little bit more. But I'm not liking just the structure right now. So I think if you're in the position and you got to the target, like that was our target, like 1467.
Yeah.
We said that's what it was. You might find it might push up a little bit more. So if you're in positions, I mean, obviously manage your top loss accordingly. But I think for the most part, just because it pulled back, it's just just mapping out your targets, right? Because now we're coming into huge traffic on the 15-minute and even on the hourly. Like if you go to the hourly chart, you'll see there's huge traffic right now with gold. Like you're in this here, and that's why I was targeting this area here, because I know we would probably push up, but you have to now figure out like how are we going to react in this area here, right? So it was just I wanted the initial push because I knew that we were going to hit this zone here. Once again, it's targeting your trades and figuring out where price is going to push to, and understand where you need to be. So the fact that we've come here, now you have a decision to make. You either close at this area here or you continue to hold, and then what you'll end up doing is you end up putting like your stop loss over here in profits, and now you have to say I'm willing to accept this gain because I didn't want to close, because I want to close up over here, as an example. That's how you have to play that trade. You can't turn around and say, well, I'm just going to have my stop loss at break even and then hope that it goes up. And it's like, no, you have to take profit, because you don't know what's going to happen with this candle. And if you're holding for the long term, your stop loss has to be below here then. Those are the options. If you're playing just this candle here, you have to take profit on this candle. If you're playing a long-term move, your stop loss has to be below here then. You have to make the choice within this candle and decide, what do I want? Do I want just this? Or if I want up here, I have to then accept risk, because you can't place your stop here and then expect it to go up here. It doesn't work that way, because this candle can pull all the way back into this zone here and then push up. So you're gonna get stopped out if you put your stop loss here, but you're not probably gonna get stopped out over here. And if you do get stopped over here, it's because it's going back down to 1460. That's how you play stop losses. You play stop losses in ways that you're not going to get stopped out, and if you do, you're getting stopped out because the candles are moving a different direction. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, see, look at that.
And that happened because of the new 30-minute candle.
Nice, Raquel. Did you close it on gold?
Yeah.
Like you closed it in profit, right? You didn't close when it was in the loss?
Oh no, like I did 4 times I closed.
Oh, nice.
It still only goes for like 10, 15 pips. And that's
Yeah,
not
because
enough.
it came up to this 1467, and if you look left, it had rejected before, so it just made no sense like for me to hold it, right? Because it came up, saw the area to the left. Oh, perfect, exit.
Nice clean move. Trade was mapped out. Take the position and call it a day.
Yep.
Now I use my profits and I hunt other trades.
Did you take that one this morning on GU, or were you not up yet?
No, I wasn't up. I was sleeping.
No.
You said?
GU. Yeah, I saw your post. No, I didn't take anything. The only thing I took was that gold buy on the buy stop. So my buy stop was at 1465.62, and I exited at 1466.65.
Gotcha.
I wouldn't. So Paul, just to right now, we for more buys on VU. I don't know what you're looking at. But more buys on VU. We'd be cautious of 1.22.
Yep. Yeah, I'm not looking for anything. I'm already done. I got 78 pips earlier. I'm done.
Yeah, because right now what I'm looking at is also USD/JPY needs to finish like some sort of structure, bottom structure, because this is an area where it might be turning bullish. Remember I said that yesterday. So if this zone here basically comes into like 1.6200, I mean 106.200, and then we break above 106.800, then we're gonna be bullish for a little while.
Yeah.
On USD/JPY, yeah. That'll be the start of a brand new trend.
Tom, an easy quick 900 boy for breakfast. Chee!
Yeah, Tom's always in the shadows. Ted, do you have kids? Ted has thousands of kids across.
I have thousands of kids.
Uncle Ted.
I don't understand why people would ask questions.
Because maybe having a kid makes you a better trader.
I guess so. That's just dumb question. I want to learn about trading, so I ask people about their personal life. Where do you see gold in the future, hitting 1K or 2K first? Well, we already hit 1K. It's at 1400. I don't know, it's just sort of some of these questions, I guess. I don't know. I guess that's why 90% of people lose when they trade.
Yeah, if we knew where gold was gonna go next, trust me, we would be stacking
Be millionaires.
Yeah, like I mean, that's speculation. I mean, we know, we either know, okay, this is our bias, and that's a, you know, like we base that on previous data, but we can't say, hey man, you know, this thing is gonna go to 2,000. It's kind of.
Oh, someone made $40 from this buy stop.
Nice. Going down to 1K or up to 2K. But I don't see the relevancy of asking that question. Are you planning to trade from 1466 to 2000 or 1466 to 1000? Is that what you're asking for? So I think maybe you need to then turn around and map out a trade then, and tell me where your stop loss is for each of those positions, and then see if it makes sense.
Yeah, man. You know that's 600 points, man. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Tony, I like that trade, but your first TP should be that support, that resistance, not that long ass TP you got, bro. What up, Kevon? How was the water park?
Oh, EJ.
Talking to me, Alex?
Living your best life.
Tony, with this chart, I would say maybe this area is going to be much better, 118,900.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I just told him.
Yeah.
That his TP is too big. Like that, your first TP should be that zone right there.
Yeah, because you don't know whether it's going to break this further down or not. So this would be good.
Oh, okay, he did. All right, good job, Tony.
Oh, yeah.
Tony, good job. I guess we should read, huh?
Wicks don't lie. Make us pay. We may eliminate some of these headaches for Ted.
It's not headaches for me. It's headaches for everybody else. I'm doing fine. It's just people do their thing, and they've wasted months. I've watched people wasted months sitting on these streams asking the same questions and not actually progressing. So I mean, I find it funny actually. If you could sit here every day for like 2 months and ask the same questions that have no relevancy, like you have that much time on your hands to waste. But that's cool.
Yeah, Ted, I like that story you posted once about if you had lunch with Warren Buffett, like the questions you would ask, like half the questions are like, I remember that post and it stuck with me, you know, like take advantage of the people you have and ask the right questions, not the same shit all the time.
Yeah, like I mean, it's funny, and people are saying they're new, right? So everyone's new, and you're on a Wicks Don't Lie channel. So I don't care that you're new. You're on a YouTube channel that has over like 50 or 60 videos. If you're new, you should be watching all those videos before you even attend a stream. Like that's the first thing you should be doing. Is if you are asking questions like, should I take buys? Should I take sells? Where should my stop loss be? Where should my take profit be? You're right on the channel now that you can go and research all that information by watching videos. And each of those videos have value in them because they actually go through the questions that you're asking. And that's why I sort of get frustrated, because I know you haven't watched any of the videos, because the way that we discuss trading here is the way that we do all the simulations, is the way that we talk about how to trade, is the way that we build the process for you how to trade. All that stuff is on these videos that Rakil made for the last 2 years. And all the answers are there. So if I ignore the question and I just, because I read all the questions, I ignore them. It's because the answers are in all these videos and you haven't taken the time to learn. So it's just really, you should really take a look and see exactly what's happening. Shed some light on your psychology. Yeah, you can go read my Instagram page, because I talked about all my hurdles in trading. I documented them on my Instagram page because that's how I kept my journal as well. So you could definitely go on Instagram and read all about that. And my journey is there from 2015. That's the reason why there's 2,000 some odd posts on my Instagram page. It's not because I post pictures of cars and women.
Actually wanted to have more by limit hit, but it just only a little bit hit.
Yeah, I think that's a bad idea.
Good idea?
I think that's a bad idea.
Okay. I'll take one out then.
Because I mean, I'll tell you why it's a bad idea. So what Bobby's here trying to do is, Bobby has buy limits all across this zone, right? So what if price activates all your buy limits and then comes over here and instead of bouncing drops a little bit more, right? And then all your orders are gonna get stopped out, right? So you need confirmation to see if this candle is gonna close above and then continue moving up. And then you can say, okay, now I can have a stop below support or whatever. But once it starts to head down, you've seen, like, you basically know what happens in the market. Because, like, if it starts to head down, you look left, there's a clean move that went up. So obviously it's going to come down, right?
Yeah.
So being in a...
But like, kinda, yeah.
Yeah, so being in an obvious drawdown doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going, Dennis?
I'm tired.
Oh, well,
Hey,
that's...
hey Raquel, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
My favorite man.
Can you go to the GCAD hourly? So if this hour candle closes within that range talking about, like there, would that be a good time to place sells and my stop loss above this wick of the 1 hour?
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at this too. I mean, the only way I can maybe explain that is that maybe a sell is going to work if this current 30-minute candle closes bearish.
That's what, yeah, okay.
Yeah, then you can say, okay, you know what? We came down, closed back here, and the 30-minute candle now closed below this area, which now, gives more evidence that, okay, we should be continuing down.
Yeah, this close is key.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if it closes in our direction, I'm entering more position.
Yeah.
Man, GCAT is ranging on the 4 hour.
I'll hold the EJ a little longer before taking out because I kind of charted out as yesterday. Yeah, but I already know if this come down, it's going to happen quick. So it's going to head by limits. Too much duplicate. As you see, EJ and GJ is like rising up. And UJ is also rising up.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to take another trade. Oh, if you got another trade, then close the chart. Paste the last part.
You know, EJ just touched the 200 thing. And it will close in 15-minute candle soon.
The only thing I'm looking on GJ is the support was made. This candle broke down, closing back in the range. So this move out could be a fake out, and then essentially it's going to play out, breaking above. Oh shit!
GJ.
Let's go. EJ, yeah, I called you.
What the fuck?
Yeah, he's just gonna break out, man. GJ.
EJ, let's get it. Oh, that wicks don't lie. True. It's gonna hit the 800.
Yeah, GJ made me some change here.
The really delayed move on GCAT. Okay.
There could be a fake out. Watch out.
Ted, did you ever find yourself entering trades early in a trade? Yep, check my Instagram.
Where are you reading these questions?
On the YouTube channel.
Oh,
So I have a question that is kind of for me, but more so for newer traders. When you started, Ted, and you like were recording in your journal, let's say like the setups you won on more than you had lost on, like your better setups that you won more. Did you only look for those, or were you trying to always find more setups that you won on, or would you kind of wait till you see the setup you won on previously?
Well, as a progression of as a trader, what you'll find is the setups that you're winning more frequently. What you'll be doing is you'll be dissecting those setups to the fact that you'll be able to pinpoint with greater accuracy. So suddenly those become more setups, but they're permutations of the original idea. So when we first started working back in 2015, 2016, we were looking at 4-hour charts only. We were only trading off the 4-hour charts, and we were doing support and resistance off of 4 hours. That idea then scaled down all the way to like the hour chart, the 30-minute chart, the 15-minute chart, and the 5-minute charts. So now the same idea from the higher levels, we've just scaled into the smaller time frames. But in the smaller time frames, they present more opportunities because we've gotten better with how we understand candle movement, timing of the market, timing of the session, where you're taking trades, where you're exiting trades. So you're able to take more opportunities, but you're still just using the same sort of idea. So all I did was I refined my approach. I could trade off a 5-minute candle, I could trade off an hour candle. It's just now I'm looking for a specific range, or I'm looking for a specific target based on the timing of the market. So where I am in the session, what do I believe that's going to happen for the rest of the day? How does the previous set of candles look? What have we been doing for the last week? All those things are put into perspective when I'm trading off of an hour candle or a 15-minute candle. It's like the trade Rakil took with gold. I knew that 5-minute candle, for the most part, there's a high percentage of times that the 5-minute candle, the first one of the hour after 6 a.m. into 7 a.m. is going to be a huge pullback, because the 6:55 candle usually pushes, and then the 7 o'clock candle will give you one small little push and then pull all the way back. But that doesn't mean the move's dead. It just means that we have to wait for the candle to reset. And what I mean by resetting is creating a bottom wick, because most gold candles have wicks on the bottom if they're moving up, and wicks on the top if they're moving down. So I'm always looking to make sure that we have some sort of wick. It's very rare that we have a candle that has no wick, and if you do, then it's an anomaly. And obviously, you're not always going to catch that, but for the most part, each candle will have a wick from the bottom to pull liquidity to go further up. So with gold, obviously your stop loss has to be a little bit wider if you want, but also the moves are a little bit more impulsive. So you'll get, I know I'll get 5 or 10 pips within 1 or 2 minutes of trading that, and that's all I need. I'm not holding any extra time, because within 2 minutes after that, we can have a full reversal, and that messes you up totally, because now you've lost that trade.
Okay.
Ted, I remember you did talk about those wicks on one of your Sunday webinars. So true. Even like explained it on the charts. I remember that.
Yeah, because if you look at gold right now, gold has dropped all the way down to 1463. So if you're holding that trade that we were already in, you're done. You're toast. And that is the biggest problem that people have, is they don't understand the characteristics of the pair that they're trading, and they think that holding a 40 or 50 pip drawdown, hoping that gold's going to reverse now and go up to 1474, is the smart thing to do, when it wasn't, because we already knew coming into the session, and based on the discussions that we've had before we actually looked at taking a trade, that it was going to be a rocky morning. We knew that already. Why did we know that already? Because the last 3 or 4 days, gold has been trending hard in a bullish direction. There needs to be some sort of exhaustion or some sort of breather. So when we're taking trades knowing that we have a huge rejection from 1474 and now we're only at 1463, that's a 100 pip move. we know that it's going to struggle today. It's not going to just fly right back up to 1474 because it did it already. And now what you're going to see is going to pull back a bit. And today it might just range until we find legs again, maybe tomorrow or Thursday. It's just, you know, a lot of times people don't put those ideas together. They don't holistically look at the charts as a continuous movement. As, okay, we've caught the top of the move, there has to be a correction to pull back down, and then it will continue in trend. What they'll do is they'll take buys today, and gold will probably rip down to 1460, and they'll say, well, I don't understand why I keep getting stopped out with gold. It's because you're not looking at the pair that you're trading from a 500-foot level. You're looking at it from just today, saying, well, you know, I found support at 1460, so it shouldn't break 1460 support. Well, what if it does? Like, that's what happens. Well, how do you know if it's going to do that? You don't know that it's going to do that, but you can look at the chart and you can see if we've rejected 1470, 1465, chances are we're probably not going back up there today. If we do, great. But if we don't, we know to stay away from this pair until we get a little bit more confluence to say, hey, support is being held and it's not being retested at 1460 for the next few hours. We can then take trades going back up. But once again, if 1460 holds, we know that we're probably going to the upside. So now you can start putting a buy stop in at 1464, knowing that future we're going all the way back up, and your buy stop at 1464 probably won't get hit, or 1465, wherever you want to put it today. If we drop down to 1460, you know that today's candle is going to be bearish, and that there's going to be a little bit of relief in terms of price, and that tomorrow we should continue further up because there's been no change in the economics or the fundamentals of gold. There's been no news reports to say that China and US have, you know, come to an agreement with tariffs, you know, that the stock market is improving, that Trump is now a good person. Like, we've never heard any of that. So until those things come out, safe havens will be where people are going to be putting their money. So hopefully that helps.
So see, gold went all the way up, and then people who held with no stops, that's coming down.
They're getting killed. Today is going. You know what? I really think Tuesdays have now become a very good day for ranging. I've noticed that the last 6 Tuesdays, out of the last 6 Tuesdays, there's only been 1 or 2 good Tuesdays out of the last 6 of them in the summer. Based on my notes, it's just every Tuesday. Monday is a continuation of Friday's movement. So Monday's now really good, where Mondays used to suck. Mondays are starting to pick up the pace a bit.
Yes.
But Tuesdays have now been the correction days. Where Mondays used to be the correction days, it's shifted over to Tuesdays. I've found over the last 3 months, Tuesdays have just been garbage. And then Wednesdays and Thursdays are obviously still the same. And then Friday, you know, Friday you can miss the move on Friday and just pick it up on Monday.
Yeah, Friday's really a hit and a miss. I was of opinion we should see another big move. What you said makes perfect sense. God, 20 pips on pre-London, very nice. There's no best broker. I mean, when you're looking for a broker for scalping, just make sure that the spreads are low. And I mean, generally people like to use the ECN accounts because they have lower spreads, which big commission. Plus, choosing a broker, like, it also highly depends on where you live too. Like, if you live in the States, you have very limited options. Pure mathematics, I think you should use your mathematician skills and Google to find that out. Because you'll be able to find the best broker based on your, you know, geographical location.
I can tell you without even looking at the chart, Lucifer, that 5 and 15 minute is not resistance. Okay, Clayton, go watch the Wicks Don't Lie YouTube videos, and that will answer your question.
Yeah, let's go over here.
And June Karki, you pissed me off yesterday, so you're pissing me off today. Go watch the YouTube videos on Rakil, and he will tell you.
I said, Anjun, you pissed me off yesterday, so I'm not talking to you anymore.
Because all of the questions you ask are on all the videos, and Rakil will probably show you all the videos.
Yeah, look right here. You go over here, and then...
Yeah, like the YouTube channel you're on right now, you can see all the videos. Like, it's actually pretty crazy.
How to trade supporters successfully.
Yeah.
What else we got here? Market breakdown. How to trade gaps, and this is awesome. Science 2.0.
You don't have to apologize to me. The reason why I'm so hard on people is because when I see questions like this, I wonder why you're starting to trade anyways. Because you haven't even helped yourself to begin with, and now you're coming into a market where you're just going to get tossed around like a balloon, and then you're going to wonder what happened to all your money. So I'm trying to save you money by just being an arrogant asshole, because I'd rather have you have money to go to McDonald's than you spend it in the market. So all the videos that Rakil has talk about the simulators that he's used, how to trade support and resistance, where to place your stop losses, how to build a trading plan, what pairs to trade, how to trade certain pairs, how to trade the New York session, how to trade the London session. There is a lot of information.
Yeah, seriously, lots and lots and lots of
information. Like, man, we did so many videos. Holy cow.
So this is how to take entries on lower time frame by visualizing higher time frame.
Wow. You have the signs video there that talks about, like, it's like a 6-hour video on everything.
You know that's the video I saw that made me, like, join Forex family. Like, I saw that and I was just like, first of all, I liked Rakil's voice. Second of all, like, the information that was on there, like the psychological, I was like, man, I wrote a lot of, man, you should see my notes on that webinar.
Yeah, because normally this is what an average trader is, right here. Butt naked, standing alone, confused, with signals over here, IML over here, cars over here, and girls over here, just confused which way to go. And then he sees Forex family in the distance. Like, oh shit, what's that?
Is that a picture of Ted there in the middle that you guys did a photo shoot for?
Yeah.
No. Ted's like that picture's like 5'2". Ted's like 6'8", bro.
Oh yeah. Well, they could have just made it look smaller for the picture.
Yeah. It's funny though, because each of those videos also have a description on them too. So you don't even have to watch all the videos. You just have to look at the one that you want to look that makes sense to you. Like it's just there's a full description on there. Like I'm reading it right now. It's like how we trade NFP, how to trade on the smaller time frames, psychology.
Trading the trend. Oh, people ask me how to make a trading plan. That's over here too.
That's what I mean. And it's all free. Like, I don't understand. Like, man.
I mean, I've watched every single video on your channel.
Yeah, look at this. How to make a trading plan and trade it.
Trust me, Rakil, you're a godsend.
You know, most times I made this videos so people don't ask me questions over and over again.
That's what I used to do too.
I just go watch the fucking video.
Well, it's funny because like that's how I used to write all my documents, like all documents in the drive or in the website, and also all my videos. Is I would have 100 people ask me the same question, so I knew that there was a gap. And now all the questions have pretty much been answered. Like there's a video or an article for every single question that's out there, or a permutation of that question. Like it might not be your exact thing. Like, oh, I want to trade gold on Tuesday at 4 o'clock. What do I do? But there's documents all laid out for you. Oh wow, man! I watch all the videos, and guess what? I don't have silly questions. I'm trading the source of income.
Rakil, share with me your opinion on GCAD right now since the hour closed and the 30-minute closed.
Bullish.
Yep. Good thing I closed with some positions and I'm letting those run.
Thank you. This is my second session on with you guys, currently with IML. Man, if someone's with IML paying $200 a month, you are balling. Seriously.
No, not only that, 200 a month, but if you want like Gold Cup or their certain signals, you gotta pay like $20 extra on top of the 200.
Just leave IML, man. I mean, I don't know why people are paying $200, $150 a month for junk. I mean, garbage.
Yeah, like
putting in your account.
What do you want to be?
I don't understand a monthly payment.
Yeah, people pay $200 a month.
$200 a month, man. That's so
Why not
much.
just spend the money one time and have a good mentor.
Shit.
No, it's about the business building so that you can refer other people and have a residual income. It's so funny. These guys
in the chat the other day, yesterday.
Yeah, these guys want to smoke the good stuff over there. Like honestly, you'll never ever see me turn around. Like I mean, I respect people and I will always be gracious to people. But man, I just chuckle when I talk to people who are on IML because I talk to a lot of people that are on IML. First thing I say is I just laugh at them. I say I have to laugh. I'm sorry. I don't understand the idea is if you're a good trader and you're making money, why you would ever have to go out there and have meetings to pull people in to create residual income. Like that's the first thing I ask, and then they'd say, well, you know, like we also trade, and there's good traders here. It's like, man, I understand people always want to be paid for their time. So like, if you're educating somebody, I agree that you should pay for your time. But a monthly education or monthly subscription, unless there are dynamic things that are changing every day that you're producing, there's no such thing. I could never do a monthly subscription because there wasn't anything that you would learn from me monthly that was totally brand new. It would just be permutations of what we originally learned in the first month working together. If you're doing, I guess, updates or you're doing live streams every day, then yeah, I can see where the monthly comes into play because obviously there's new information in terms of, live trading being done every day, right? So that does make sense. There's something happening. But if all you're doing is you're saying, hey, there's some education and you have to pay $200 a month to just keep looking at that same education, man, that makes no sense.
Yeah, one of my buddies does it. And
the 200 includes like, oh shit.
I see him maybe take a trade like once a week, once every month, but every day they're posting about signing up new people to learn. I'm just like, you guys put more time into signing people up than actually learning the charts.
So they actually trade? I thought this was just a recruiting scheme.
No.
I don't know. It'll be like one post every couple weeks.
You need a master gold plan.
Okay, I'm gonna send a link for GU.
GU?
Yeah, I'm not trading again anymore, but this is what I see. I wouldn't want to trade from anything except the support or resistance, because everything in the middle doesn't make sense to me. So is that kind of how you would do it, or would you mark up that bottom area?
Yeah, see now the problem here I would have is, like, I was looking at it too. I mean, you have this resistance here, and then you have this thing over here bouncing around. So it's pretty confusing.
And then there's one right below there.
Yeah, one
and
right
there's
here.
another one below that.
So in my eyes, I wouldn't see this as a very easy way, the way the candles have been set up.
Yeah.
This is not easy. So if you
So
look
those two zones I have would make sense.
Yeah, so if you look at your little flashcards that you make, you're going to notice that, yeah, you know, like those representation of candles were much more easier than what you see right now.
Yep.
So that's how you can judge, okay, you know what, maybe this is a hard way the candles are heading up, you know.
Yeah, because that middle area makes no sense.
Yeah. But like my view is actually bullish. I mean, if this candle closes around, let's say 21850-ish, or maybe 870 or 900, then I could see it going up, because GJ is trying to push up as well. You know, my bias would be bullish on pound today.
Yeah, I think if it goes bullish, it'll continue up.
Yeah. I'm learning to trade for 1 year now, spending 10 hours a day to learn to practice trading the sense and reviewing what's good. I think you need to lower down the time of the amount of time you spend on the charts. I mean, from 10 hours to lower it down to like 3 or 4 hours. I spend like maybe 3 hours actively watching the charts. That's it. Just 3 hours, because you have to treat it like you're like a part-time job, you know. That's like when you go to the gym. Like, you want muscles like me tomorrow, but you know it's going to take you time, you know. Maybe it's going to take you like 4 or 5 months, right? But you're not going to go to the gym and stay there for 4 or 5 hours to get the muscles. No, it's going to take time. So you're going to go there for an hour. Trading is the same way. You're going to spend maybe 2-3 hours a day watching the charts at the same time every day, and then over time you're going to start to identify the same patterns that occur over and over again. Because like, if you've been here since 6:30 a.m., you would have noticed that we talked about, okay, you know, 7 a.m. pullback, because then there's the New York Open at 8 a.m. So that's where we might see a push. Oh, just pushing. You know, so it's important to set the time you look at the charts. How long should you make yourself? How long you think if someone is learning from you should be at least good? It depends. It depends, because there's a person who joined with you, Bobby.
Everyone's learning curve is totally different.
Yeah, because this guy Bobby, he's very consistent now. You know, because I mean, he's only focusing on one pair, I would say, and I mean, Havan's right. Like, everyone's learning curve is different.
Like, it took me up to like what, 6 years to master trading. Like,
yeah, but
really
I think
be consistent and confident.
I think it's at the same time, like, it's more about having control over yourself, right? Like, you can point out a nice trade and take that trade, but then after half an hour later, you can lose that and then lose more, just because you like to hear the mouse clicking. Click, 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 click. So see, GJ is just ranging here. Gold is, ooh, yeah, gold is doing a somersault.
Kind of a break and retest of that little mini support resistance.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
Gold
That's-
missed my sell stop probably like 9 pips.
Oh, nice. What do you mean when you say you have to work hard in this Forex field, like you have to sacrifice time? Well, look what we do, right? Like for the last year, we've been coming to the streams in the morning for New York every day for maybe 3-4 hours. So that time we spent like some people have been with us for like since we started, you know, and I'm pretty sure, 100% sure that they have really seen some sort of moves happening at certain times of this session, right? So then it gets easier and easier. But if you're looking at charts all day long, then that gets a little hard. Want this one candles to close bullish here and out of this resistance on GJ, like 129. I think buy stop at 129.950.
Bill, aren't you done for the day?
Yeah, but I'm just mapping things out.
Okay.
The reach is crazier on YouTube. Oh yeah, we got 386 people here today.
What?
Yes. For GU to go bullish, I guess if I would try to take a buy on GU, I would wait for the 30-minute candle to close bullish at least. So that, yeah. Because then if it's gonna head up, right? So then you want the next one to stay above the low of the previous one. So in a way, it's gonna make a higher low. You know, so the next candle should look something like this. Next candle should look something like this, with this wick, probably like this, but shouldn't go below this low.
Uh-oh, imaginary candle.
Yeah. So see what this is? This is a low here, and this is a higher low, right? Higher low, and then the next candle would be something like this. This will be another higher low. So what do higher lows and higher lows means? Uptrend, right? Uptrend. Higher lows. I mean, high, higher low. Higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low. This is an uptrend. So then you want the same thing to be seen in the candles, right? So this candle would be the trade if this 30-minute candle closes bullish. So you gotta wait another 15 minutes. What's this? I'm looking for a sell on Euro GBP if that 15-minute candle closes below resistance. What are your thoughts? If you can send a chart, if you can send these last, okay, here you go. Click the camera button right here. There are 380 people watching, so you should all know this. The camera button, and then you'll have a URL. Obviously you can't paste this. Okay, so what we're basically looking for is these last numbers right here, these letters right here. What? UJ 4-hour hidden bearish divergence. I have no idea what that hidden bearish divergence means. No comprende. Would you wait for GCAT to break the previous high before taking buys? I would wait for this 30-minute candle to close, but I was pretty wary. I mean, it did reject resistance right here. So essentially, if it's going to move up, you want it to move up till maybe 61400. Because when you look left, this is a liquidity area. So that's where price should come up to.
Bank of China is telling everyone that the yuan is not going to keep falling. Okay, all right. What the hell is that supposed to mean?
Yeah, because they don't want the tag to the world as currency manipulated.
But everyone is. So I'm just wondering, how does this impact? Was that the move on GJ?
I think that's too. It hasn't been factored in yet. That shit just barely came out.
It said 22 minutes ago.
Right. I don't think it will hit the market so quick.
Oh, because I was trying to find like what moved GJ.
What caused that?
Yeah. Okay. Man, I'm in a $6 drawdown right now.
$6 drawdown.
Yep.
What trade are you in? GJ buys?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it makes sense. I was looking at the same thing here, but then I said, well, I already took trades, so I'm just gonna wait because this was support right here. It's kind of broke down. This had to do a retest, but it closed back above support. So now if this candle is coming down, it should retest this level and then continue up.
Yep.
Because
bullish fake out.
Yeah, bearish. Because if this is a bearish fake out, there's a 70% chance that price is gonna continue up and break this resistance.
I see fake out.
Yeah. So your stop, I think, your stop should be at, I think, 129.470. 129.470 is a good stop loss.
Let's see how it plays out.
Yeah, I'm also on GJ drawdowns. I hope it plays out the same.
Well, let's take a look at candles here, right? When we look at the 4-hour candle is bearish. It just went bearish. 1-hour candle is bearish. 30-minute candle is bearish. 15-minute candle is bearish. 5-minute candle is bearish. 1-minute candle is bearish. So I mean, I would say maybe wait for at least a 15-minute candle to close bullish so that you have something on your side, because it's good to have nice entries, but at the same time, when all candles are bearish, there's a high chance it's going to continue that way. So at least wait for at least 15-minute candles to turn bullish. That's kind of what I would look at. Like, I was about to take buys, but then that's what I thought. I'm like, well, you know, I just gotta, I could possibly wait.
Bullish close.
Yeah, bullish close on at least 15-minute candle. Because think about it, right? If it breaks this consolidation, so you're expecting this consolidation to break bullish, right?
Yeah.
So where will it go? You're expecting it to come up to at least maybe, let's say, 130.400, right?
Yeah.
So this area is 40 pips above resistance, right? So even let's say you're waiting for a candle to close bullish and you're waiting, and while you're waiting, price just moves up and you miss it. But then you also know that, okay, even though I've missed this move up, now I can catch the real move, which is going to be out of this zone to the next zone, like, you know, zone to zone.
Yes.
Yeah, so now if you're looking for buys, I personally would wait for a candle to at least flip where I want the price to go, and then make a decision. Yeah.
All right.
Because
fear of missing out. That's me.
because you get paid to wait. Don't forget that. The longer you wait, the better reward you're going to get. And that works 100%.
Yes.
I had no losses this week, but this gold buys, I had a loss because I did not wait.
Did I miss anything? Oh, damn. GG.
And what if there is no retest above that zone? Well, you know, what if price just doesn't go to that zone? What if the market just shuts down? There are a lot of what ifs. You know, if you use what ifs, you can never take a trade. Oh, what if this happens? Oh, what if that happens? You know, you just gotta be in the moment and see what's presented to you. Well, act on what's presented to you. I mean, right now, what's being presented are bearish candles on all time frames. So if you're looking for buys, good luck, you know.
Good luck.
Good luck. Well, it's true. I mean, all the candles are bearish, you know.
And that reminds me of the movie Taken when he
That's right.
Yeah.
Marco from Triple T.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck.
If you're watching gold on the 15-minute, we might have a continued push up to retest that upper area again.
1467.
Yeah, so if this candle goes bullish, you might find that you have an opportunity to go back up to 1467.
Ooh.
Buy stopped at 1465.50. This is so much better than Mixer. Yes, because we have a lot of people here today.
What if there's no retest above that zone? There's no entry then on that other, like what Rikil was saying earlier too. I mean, there's just no entry, so you miss the trade and you move on to the next opportunity. The idea behind trading is not to get every opportunity. The idea behind each opportunity is to see what makes the best sense for you to take a trade. Don't worry about every opportunity. Worry about the opportunity that you can find that makes sense to you.
All right, gold.
The only thing I don't like about gold is the hour time frame. We have to push past that huge wick that we created last time, the last hour. That wick that pulled down and pulled back up now on the hour time frame. That's the only thing that I'm watching.
Oh yeah.
That's the only thing that I'm watching. Is the only reason why I'm watching this is because of this here, that it keeps tapping into that zone. Because this is now like a zone, and it just keeps tapping into that. So that's the only thing that I'm watching. Because if it bursts through that, then you're good. It's just if it doesn't, then there's no trade. If you're already in a trade, then it's fine, because you're just going to play around that zone. But I mean, ideally, your entry would have been good, like right over here. Like up over here, if you're taking trades, that's scary because you're entering that zone. So you have to just be aware. You might almost wait until you sort of get over to here and then take trades to go up to here. That'll be safe too. What are the most profitable Forex pairs for you? I think everybody has different answers to those questions. Rakil will talk about different pairs, I'll talk about different pairs. It's more so what is your comfort level with how a certain pair moves, and that will determine your profitability. Some people are very profitable with the pound Canadian dollar. Some people are really profitable with the US dollar Japanese yen. So there's no real answer to that again. think the next 30-minute candle on gold, there might be an opportunity to go up. We'll see. Do I ever swing trade? If the opportunity if it does move, I don't know. I don't understand what a swing trade is. I don't know what the rules around swing trading are, because yesterday I held a trade for 80 pips, and I only held it for an hour. And then some people say that swing trading is 100 pips. So is that a swing trade? I only held it for an hour though. I don't think anyone should really be worried about how many pips they get or what they do. Is more is the trade profitable, that it makes sense. And also what I would think is I would also watch to make sure that you're focused on making sure that your entries and your exits are appropriate for your risk tolerance. Yeah, I don't normally hold my trades overnight. Just don't have a reason to. Need this 15-minute candle on gold to go bullish, like hard, in the next 3 minutes. Push right up into 1466 or something. Should be okay if we go to 1466. The longest I've held a trade is like a day and a half, almost 2 days. What is your Zoom code?
So can swing trade can be like holding it for like 4 to 5 days? Is it as?
Yeah, that's what people consider swing trades.
Okay, all right. Not about pips.
Yeah.
All right.
Even with the 4-hour closing soon? Yep. The 4 hour is already opened on my broker, so I'm okay with that. I think we're gonna have a nice push today with gold, it seems. Oh, there we go. Gold is on its way. Alright. Bye-bye gold. Yep, that's the push we needed for gold. If we can hold above 1465.30, we should be good then to go further up to 1467. If you're in a trade right now with gold, your target should be around 1467, and then evaluate at that point once it gets to 1467. But we need to hold above 1465. I would be very cautious. If we break below 1465, we have issues. But if we're above 1465, I think we're good to go to 1467. And then from 1467, after 1467, we have a clear path all the way up to 1469. So 1465, 1467, 1469 are your target levels. So if we get to 1467, we have the next target at 1469, and then from that point we will be able to go all the way back up to 1474. So something to keep in mind. So if this hourly candle on gold pulls into 1466, you're in a good position. Next hour, if you were to take a position with gold, if you haven't entered yet, what I'd be waiting for is I'd be waiting for the pullback and then taking a position to go above that level. But I'm hoping that this candle now pushes all the way up to 1467. We should have a move with gold right now to 1467 in the next 30 minutes. That is what I am predicting. Because once we get into 1466, that'll be a clear path to 1467. 1466 should be very, very quick. We should get to 1466.90 very quick if we get to 1466. So if this holds, if we're right now we're holding like at 1465.30, 1465.30 range. If this holds, then yes, we will go all the way to 1467. So we have to wait to see. The 15-minute candle is still forming in this new half hour. So we'll have to see if this candle flips bullish as well. Right now it's creating a wick. When trading gold, do you use DXY as extra confirms? No. I don't use any of that other stuff. All I'm looking is to see that support is being held on the 15-minute chart. If support is held on the 15-minute chart, then we should be good to go further up. Because what that's doing is that's creating a step up to the next level. And then if you look on the 15-minute chart, your next level push up is to 1466.90. That's where you'd be targeting on the 15-minute chart. So you should be able to see right now on your 15-minute chart support being held at 1464.45 or 1464.69. So basically 1465 if you want to, be a little bit. It's a little bit easier for you to see that. If that holds, your range on the 15-minute should go to 1466.62. That should be your range. Yes.
I was just saying hi. I'm not saying anything important.
Oh. What time frames you usually trade on? It doesn't matter the time frame. It's depending on where there is a range for us to take a trade. You can trade on the 5-minute, the 15-minute, the 30-minute, the hour. It doesn't matter. It's where you believe the market is moving to. Like right now here, this was a zone, right? So we know that this is a zone right here on the hourly. So what we're doing is we're watching the smaller time frames to see how they react as we push into this hourly time frame. So if you're looking to execute on gold, I think 1465.70 would probably be a good opportunity for an entry right now. And hopefully the 15-minute candle flips bullish. And if you're watching the 15-minute candle right now, it's about to flip. And the 5-minute candle is holding support. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-minute candles that have been ranging, creating a consolidation area. So we're hoping that this breaks out shortly.
Looks like it's gonna pop.
Yeah, that's the idea. So we want our first target is 1467. But it's struggling, so we'll see. Like right on the verge of going up, but that hour candle that we're in, that zone is preventing it from pushing. So we need it's gonna pop and it's gonna hit hard when it pops out of that zone because it's gonna drive right to it. Just have to break 1465. I think if we break 1465.50, we should be good to go further up. But right now it's struggling to break the 1465.30. 30-minute candle's looking good, creating a tail, but it's still bouncing around. So we'll see.
Who is that?
Your mic.
Sir, you just answered my question. So basically, we should look for the range, whether it's 5 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, or 1 hour. We should only look for the range.
Well, yeah, the idea is because we're within this hour candle, we should get to a certain point within the hour, right? And as we go, you're mapping your chart out in increments so that you know you have targets as we move. Like right now, gold, the 15-minute candle has flipped, but we also know that we're in a zone on the hourly, so we know we have to then continue to push through that zone. If we don't push through it, then we know that we're going to have difficulty. But the first target should be 1467. That's what we're targeting right now in this hour candle. Because the 15-minute has flipped bullish now.
At the beginning of the session, I just asked roughly that on the volatility which is in the market from last week, what we should do? We should monitor all the trades in 15 minutes. So just that question I wanted to ask you.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not monitoring on a 15-minute. It's more of where are the rejection points? Like where are simple rejection points? We see there's a rejection point at 1467, so we know that gold will probably return to that area. So you can see what's happening. It's moving exactly the way we said. If you look on the 15-minute charts, you can see that we're coming up to a top of a zone. So 14. At like 1466, 62 is the top of that zone. So if you're trading, you would end up taking profit. That could be your first profit target there as we start to break up.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, it's popping.
Yeah. So you can see here, this is where we're aiming for. This is our first target. This wick should fill this area here. Now, if it breaks above, then we're coming into these areas here, and then you can say, okay, my next target is this area here, if we break above. If we fail to break, you have a decision to make at this point. Once you get to this area here, you can probably either take profit or move your stop and say, okay, I'm going to move my stop now because I believe the next hour will continue up, and then maybe the next hour candle only ends up doing this afterwards. The next hour candle is here. So this candle pulls back down, right? So that's why I'm saying if you map out your targets on your smaller time frames, you can turn around and then just take easy profits and then close that trade at that point. So like right now, we're in 1466 territory, but I'm also watching the current time of the 15-minute candle. We have one 5-minute candle left. So now we've hit our first target. We've basically hit where we need to be. This is where you determine, you can say, hey, I'm closing my trade, or I'm going to let this one run. So what I've done now is I'm going to close this trade with 18 pips profit because I don't want to hold it past this 15-minute candle because we made it to my 15-minute zone, right? And you can see we're coming to the hourly zone. So at this point here, this is where you close because that was your original target. If you don't want to close, now you have to move your stop loss and you have to figure out where am I comfortable with my trade at that point. Because now this is where you're going to get into trouble. You're going to turn around and say, okay, well, I think it's going to go up to here, and then it'll spike up, and then it'll rip all the way back down, and then you lost all your profits with gold. Because gold moves way too fast. And you can see what's happening here. This candle here is approaching this major zone that we hit in the last hour, and we rejected it. So that's why I'm scared. If this candle had closed bullish, I would have been happier holding this further, knowing that we tapped it originally and this candle closed bullish. So now we were filling that wick to go up. But because it closed bearish, I worry about this level here. And I think that we could reject that and push back down again. If we don't, I know that I can take a trade here, and that my next take profit could be right over here. So I can enter in over here and then take profit up over here. I don't have to worry about fighting through this zone here. Alternatively, if I took a trade and I entered over here, my stop loss, I can be right over here, and I can ride this wave now through. So you have multiple ways to trade, but you can see exactly what happened. It's rejecting that point there. So that's the reason why I'm looking at that. And the reason why we're rejecting is because of the fact that we're coming to the end of the 15-minute candle. So this is a new 5-minute candle that's pulling back into that area. So that's why I'm very cautious that once we hit this point here, that's your exit. So like right now, you're getting opportunities to close. It's giving you a chance to get out. If you want to hold. But if you've taken a trade from here up to here, that is your trade. That's your opportunity, because essentially you had no drawdown. If you look at your 15-minute charts, there was literally no drawdown. It was maybe 1 pip, you know. Ted, am I right in thinking? Well, I'm looking at the 15-minute candles. As I said, if the 15-minute candle hold its support, then I'm taking the trade, right? Because I know that we have to go back up on the 15-minute. We know we have to go back up to here, because you can see on the 15-minute chart, that's the rejection area. So think about when you're trading, think about the logic progression. If the market's moving bullish, where's our first target going to be? More than likely, the first target's going to be directly to the left of us, right? Because we're returning to a fresh area. So when you're mapping out your trades, you can be like, hey, chances are we're going here on the smaller time frames. And then when you look on the higher time frames, it adds up too, because then you say the zone that Rakil has open on the hour chart here is the same rejection area on the 15-minute. So we know that we're just returning to that area. So it's a very simple trade, and you don't have to worry about it, because you can say to yourself, hey, once I get close to that zone, or once I get to that rejection point, I can close, because that was the target. Because if you look at the rest of your chart, the next target is probably up at 1469. But we know we don't have enough power to get there, because the hour candle's not closing strong enough. And this is where people make mistakes, is people will turn around and take these trades, but they're not aware of the candles doing the job that they're supposed to be doing. The 15-minute candle is only 15 minutes. When you start coming to the end of the 15-minute candle, you have to start evaluating where that candle is finishing. Because you know that when it approaches that 15-minute zone, that was the target for that price. So whether it, in that 15-minute span, so we had a 15-minute candle, we're closing right now on the 15-minute candle. You can see, and you can look at the 5-minute candles, and you can look at the 1-minute candles, and you can see where it drives to reach that 15-minute zone. Once it taps that 15-minute zone, the trade is dead. That's it. Whether it takes 5 minutes to get to that zone, 1 minute to take that zone, or 14 minutes to get to that zone, that's your target. You have to accept the fact that when you hit that target, that's done. Because the next candle, all it's going to do is it's going to reset. And now you've missed that opportunity, and it's going to start again. Now, if you miss the opportunity, you can turn back and say to yourself, okay, well, as long as we don't break support, we should continue back up there. But this was your trade because you mapped it out in that particular time frame. You have to accept the fact that that's your take profit point, that's it. If it blows by it, great. But there's thousands of times that it won't blow by it. And this is just from my experience. This is from me trading every day, doing the same fucking thing every single day. I can tell you with almost 90% accuracy when it's going to do it, why it's going to do it. And then people turn around and they hold the trade and it fucks them. Of course it fucks you, because you know what? You didn't understand the dynamics of what you were doing. You didn't understand why that was the target. That was the target because we could see how the rejection of price was happening on that higher time frame. So you know that it's going to go back to that level, but when it goes back to that level or near it, you need to get out. You need to leave the trade, because you can see on the hour time frame, it's not healthy. There's nothing happening there. And then you look to yourself and you say, okay, well, why is there a rejection there? Because we've been having trouble all morning hitting that. And we know that in this session, if we were going to drive past that with gold, that last 15-minute candle would have plowed right through 1467. It would have gone through that 1467 zone in 1 5-minute candle, because we've seen that tendency with gold or with any pair that when it goes to a zone, if it's going to drive through it, you're going to have a gladiator candle, which is that huge candle that just pushes right through every zone and it creates a new level. So if we were to push through that level, what you would have seen is this candle would have gone right into here. It would have smashed right through here, and it would have pulled back to this point here. It would have pulled back over here. So it would have gone back down to here, but it didn't. It came to this level here, and it pulled back into this level here. So you know that that's a major area, that this is a major zone right now, all this area here. So you know that, hey, let's let it bounce around. But once support is created over here, if we have a support that's created over here and a candle comes, the new hour candle comes and starts to do this, right? And we see that this wick over here is now higher than this wick over here and this wick over here, that more than likely now probability increases that we're going to break through that zone, and you can start taking trades to say, hey, we have liquidity down at the bottom of this area and we're starting to push through the zone, so I can start taking trades over here or over here, knowing that we're going to drive through here. But I still have to maintain my stops below this, because at this point we could say, hey, this rejection now means that we're going back down here and we're retesting 1460. But you have to be able to understand that, and you have to use confluence, and you have to say to yourself, okay, there's lots of rejection here, but now what is happening in that point? Okay, and you have to understand that. So as you turn around and you start trading, the next level, once we break above this shaded area, then you know that, you know, there's going to be support. So these will be your wicks, and your candles will start, you know, rejecting over here, because this will be your previous zone that it's tapping into to then drive eventually to this point here. That's going to be your ultimate goal. But what you're doing is you're breaking down each level. You're breaking down this level, you're breaking down this level. Why is it this level? Because of this, and then eventually this level here. So you get this step up, right? Because that's essentially what's happening right now. If you look at the charts, what's happening? Step up, probably step up, step up, step up, right? So each one of these levels is creating a support, right? We're creating support everywhere we go. So this is a new one that hasn't formed yet, because we don't have candles in, we don't have candles that look like this yet. We don't have candles in this direction here yet. We don't have them here, because what we have is we have candles reaching the top of this resistance area here. Okay, so that's essentially what you're doing, and that's how you're managing that in terms of your trades. But you can see once again that this would probably be your hour support, so that, you know, the next candle on the 9 o'clock candle could probably pull down here and drive further up. So you could have a rejection down here. So that's good for us as traders, because what we can say is, as we come to the hour close, if the hour close is bullish, we know that there could be a rejection here, and then this candle goes up, and more importantly, this candle here will get filled. The wick will get filled, and that's where you might have that drive then to go up through that area. But we don't have to worry about that, because now you can place buys potentially over here, or if you want to be super safe, up over here, and just let it run back to that level there. Because essentially what you're doing is you're saying this, oh, sorry, I'm gonna get a better color here. So what you're saying is, you're saying this drop down to support, this was our resistance level, and now we're coming back to go back up to that level there. So this, you know, you basically came up, so we went up here, came back down here, and now we're driving right back up here, because why? Overall momentum is bullish, right? But we have to be aware that, you know, we've had a lot of runs with bullish momentum, so it's going to be a little bit of a struggle there. So just keep that in mind, but that's how you would attack these particular zones and attack it based on the session that you're in.
Yeah, that was an awesome call, Ted. I took buys at 1465. Like when you said that, okay, this is where you should be taking buys, and then closed at 1466.50.
Nicely done.
Yeah, and then it moved out like, oh.
Yeah, exactly. It did the same thing it did yesterday. It's like, oh, oops. Honestly, if you're not on the ball with gold, that's how you get fucked. And people get stubborn because what they'll do is they'll hold it then afterwards in that huge drawdown, and then it'll never return back to that price. And people just get stuck. And I always tell people just to be very cautious when you're trading gold because it can pin you down. But if you can master the smaller time frames and just map out those simple ranges, gold moves fast enough that you can get like 5, 6, 8 pips, 10 pips in like 5 minutes, and you're like, hey, that was cool. People need to be small bits. Ted, does that analysis apply to all pairs? Yes, it does, because all pairs move the same way. Just some pairs move faster than others. Some pairs move a little bit more than others. So it all has the same principles because it's just chart. It's chart dynamics. All you're doing is you're mapping out targets for yourself. You're saying, where is there a target? And is price in momentum to hit that target? That's all you're doing. Every single time you take trades is you're mapping out targets. That's why when people turn around and ask me what time frames do I trade on, what's my stop loss, what's everything is dynamic based on what I see in terms of range on the charts, right? If I see a 10 pip range on a chart, my stop loss isn't going to be 10 pips. My stop loss is probably going to be 1 or 2 pips because I know I can't get a full 10 pips out of that range. Sometimes I do, but most times I don't. So I have to evaluate that. If I'm trading off a 15-minute time frame, my stop loss is basically below the previous support of that 15-minute time frame, and my target is within that 15-minute time frame. I only start extending my targets when that particular candle blows past my time frame. So like I said, if that 15-minute candle had rocket shipped up, which we didn't know if it was going to do it or not, if it did, then now I can start looking at the hour time frame and say, okay, where is my hour zone? Or where's my 30-minute zone that this trade is going to? Because price is always moving to a particular point. And it's up to you as a trader to find where that point can be. It's usually an area of rejection, usually an area where there's a zone. You have to find those targets on your charts and map out those targets. Right? So you have to understand where you're looking and why you're looking at particular things and where you are in the session and where you are in your candle. Like right now, there would be no trading taking place right now because of the fact that we're coming towards an hour close. So I want to see how the hour opens. If you were to break down what your stop loss and take profit would be at various levels, this current gold hourly chart shows. Well, you look at the current hourly chart, where's your stop loss, right? Where's my stop loss going to be? It's going to be below this, or it's going to be below this, right? But but my thing is here on this hourly chart, where's my target? I have to do the math and I have to figure out what my target's going to be. Like right now, I don't see a target with gold because this zone is too close to this zone. And look at the way the candles have formed. Price is rejecting here. How can I have a target if price is rejecting? Like, what do I do? What do I do here? How would you trade this? Like, I want people to explain to me, how would I trade this right now? Where is there a trade? There's no trade. This is the biggest mistake people make. Is they're like, well, the hour is forming a support, and like I just think that we're going to go up here. How? Tell me how we're going up there. What is happening? So you're telling me that you're blindly going to take a trade, put your stop loss here, and then you're just going to enter over here and then just ride all this over here and then hope it does this? Why wouldn't you wait for something to form in the way of this? Like there's a candle so that, you can start to see it do this, so that eventually that candle then turns into something like this, right? And then when you know the candle is looking like that, where the body is starting to form and we're getting the actual body of the candle, then you can say, okay, hey, look, we're probably going to hit this target now, and this is my new support because we're starting to move up. Part of trading is visualizing what you're expecting to see happen and how you expect it to see how you expect it to happen. This is nothing. This is just a range, right? So what I have to do is I have to wait and I have to say, okay, what's happening in the next hour candle? If this hour candle comes back up to here, I know that there's going to be a pullback for the next hour candle, and then we're going to drive up. What if this hour candle in the next 5 minutes drives up to here? Then I know there's no trade either because I missed it, because it drove up and then it's going to exhaust again, right? So these are all different areas of confluence and different ideas you have to process all at the exact same time. You have to be able to do multiple variations. Like if you watched Avengers and Doctor Strange, you know how many different outcomes he saw? He saw like millions of outcomes. You have to be Doctor Strange on the charts. You have to be able to process hundreds of possible outcomes within seconds. And that only comes with experience, trading one pair, and also chart time. In front of the charts, seeing how candles move at particular instances, whether it's the beginning of the hour, the middle of the hour, and the end of the hour. You have to define those characteristics of the pair that you're trading, and you have to see how it reacts. You also have to understand where we are in the session, right? We're coming towards the New York stock market open. Gold is very heavily correlated with the stock market. So we know that something's happening right now with gold as we're a half an hour away from the New York Stock Exchange open. So you have to be able to correlate all those things together. That's why I'm saying trading is very, very difficult if all you're going to do is sit here and say, all you're going to say is, what if? What if? Well, what if this? What if that? What if this? No, there's no what ifs. You have to map out plans and you have to execute and see based on that execution what happened with your ideas, because trading the market is fluid. You have to adapt. You have to be able to say, hey, this was my target. Why was this my target? Because it's been struggling over here, over here, over here. It's been struggling. You have to be able to identify that instantly. That has to be like a no-brainer. That has to be something that you innately know that this has to be my target, not up over here. Like this hour candle is not going to just fly up over here in 1 hour. It's just, it happens, but not enough to say that it's a regular occurrence.
Yeah, Ted, not to cut you off, but
yeah, go ahead.
Perfect example is what happened with me with AU this morning. Exactly what you said is I had buys on AU with a set take profit area. I actually got stopped out first because it retraced to my break-even point, stopped me at break-even, but then I just waited for price. I didn't want to be aggressive and re-enter buys, so I just waited. Once I saw price actually reach my original take profit area, that's where I had set of, that's where market should do a retrace.
Right.
So I just waited, and then once I saw resistance becoming in that take profit area, I entered back in sales, and right now it's running back down.
Yeah.
So you say about being fluid and just waiting for the proper setups,
Well, that's exactly it. And people, the problem is people are so constricted with the way they trade because they feel that if they do this, if they have this magical formula, that formula will carry them every day. And the idea is to have a set of rules that you can apply to different scenarios, right? So if you map out rules and you give yourself options, then trading becomes easier because you can say, hey, this is a scenario where I can apply rule 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a scenario where I can apply rule 5, 6, 7. That's what you have to be doing. What people are looking for is they're saying, well, every time I trade, I have a 10 pip stop loss and a 20 pip gain. It's not going to happen that way. Maybe you're going to have a 10 pip gain and a 5 pip stop loss. Maybe you're going to have a 5 pip gain with a 2 pip stop loss. Like, if you're fluid enough and you're able to map out those ideas, you're going to see that the price is going to push and it's going to give you opportunities in that way. And the thing is, people are just not adapting to that. They're trying to create a box where they say, well, this is what's going to happen because of this, this, and this. And I think that we're just going to have a 30 pip gain with a 10 pip stop loss every single time. And it's not going to work that way. You're going to lose more than you're going to win.
Exactly. That's what I try to explain to a lot of people because, you know, like I'm looking at, you know, the AU was, to me, it's still bearish, even though we're having a good retrace. But I was looking at the buys on the smaller time frame. And I get that question a lot of people asking, you know, what's my risk management like? And the people have to understand that's the reason why it's important to document your trades, because each setup has a different risk management level.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, because like you look at right now with gold, you see the hour chart, right? So this hour candle is now pushed up. So people are like, oh, we should take buys now because it's going bullish. And I'd be sitting here going, are you sure? Because we're in that same area here. So I'm looking at that going, this candle is scary to me because we don't have a rejection point that would point to go further up. So for me, I stay out of this. If I was still in the trade over here, if I was still in the trade from over here, I would love this candle, and I would hope this candle would continue going up. If I'm not in the trade, I'm not taking the trade at this point because I don't see a rejection point to say that, hey, we're going to continue moving up. Now, if I want to be aggressive, what I'll be doing is I'll be looking at maybe a higher time frame and saying, oh, maybe this is now going to just continue here, so I can take a trade in here and go up to that level there. Maybe I'll do that, right? Or maybe I'll believe that, hey, once we break this point here, I can then take a trade to go back up to here. But the thing is, what it comes down to is if I take a trade right now, right here, my stop loss has to be almost here because this could pull all the way back before it goes all the way back up again. So do I really want to be a part of that? That's what you have to ask. Right? So you have to understand what makes the most sense for you and also your comfort level. For me, because I already took a trade, this is not a good comfort level for me. I don't like the way this candle's forming. I don't care that it went up here, but it didn't break this level. So I know right away that this is a key level. But what I can start doing now is I can start dropping into the smaller time frames and saying to myself, okay, it looks like we may have a breakout probably towards the New York market open, the NYSE open. So maybe I'm going to start hunting trades on a smaller time frame, being aware that this could break out because of the way the candle's forming. But maybe I have to look to take trades when it pulls all the way back over here and place a pending order to go further up afterwards. So now I'm waiting for this candle to pull back on the smaller time frames to then maybe take a trade to push further up at that point. And then where's my target? My target is here. Now, why is my target over here now? Because what I'm seeing is that this area here is going to be breaking soon. So now I start mapping out my future target. So my future target is going to probably be in this zone here. The zone is wide, so I have to be very cautious that this candle could pop up just right to this level here and then just drop again. So I have to be very, very cognizant of that, and I have to be on the trigger to say, okay, on the smaller time frames, we're starting to create a resistance level here, and we're starting to go down. Not, oh, the hour candle's just pulling back. Maybe the hour candle pulls back now to drive all the way down. We don't know that. And that's what you're doing when you're trading these ranges, is you're saying to yourself, okay, as we start to push, you know, what am I looking for? What am I looking for at this point? I'm looking to break through this first zone here, and then I'm breaking through this zone. I'm more comfortable in this area over here because you can see here, these wicks are gone now, and we're just plowing all the way up. So now you can start to say to yourself, if this candle now breaks up, this is our first target over here, right? Because now we're at 1467. Our next target, 1469, and then potentially 1474. So that's what you're looking at. Okay, so that's what you're looking for, and now you can start to say, hey, on the smaller time frames, if we break the 15-minute resistance that we're coming at right now, there's a good possibility that we're going to break all the way up as we go to 1469. So there's a good chance right now. So if you're in a trade on your 15-minute time frame, you're probably holding at 1464, 1465 as a stop loss, and 1469 is your target. So this trade will probably run right into that zone now. But if you're already taking a trade from over here, you don't need to worry about this trade here. This would be if you hadn't taken a trade yet, because what you don't want to do is you don't want to give away your profits that you just did. You just did a 20 pip trade here or a 15 pip trade. You don't need to worry about this trade now, because you already got profit in the one over here. The idea now is to say to yourself, how are we going to map ourselves out of these trades?
Wow, this is awesome. Cool.
I just did stuff, did more stuff.
And guys who are in GJ buys, as you can see, all candles are still bearish.
Yeah, GJ is not a buy. GJ is consolidating on the hour actually. There's like, it's just printing bars. But it looks like GJ is ready to drop.
Yeah, if someone's holding gold, that's awesome. I have a position at break even from 1465 to 62.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll probably break up to the 1469 in the next 10 minutes. So right around by the time we get to 9:20 a.m., it'll be at 1469. Because this 15-minute candle will play around. The next 15-minute candle will probably do something like this, and then it'll just push. So this is the hour candle, I know that, but it's just forming the 15-minute wick so that the next wick can break out of that zone.
Yeah, but this also doesn't mean that people should take buys now, right?
That is correct as well. People have to trade according to their plan. Like for me personally, it's hard for me to try and get an entry right now because the 5-minute candle pulled all the way back. If I want an entry, I should have taken it on this 5-minute candle, because the 5-minute candle just broke that resistance at 1467 and it's pulling back. So now it's like I have to sit back and wait for this 15-minute candle to end.
Alright guys, I'm gonna head out.
Take it easy, Paul.
Yep, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Is it fair to assume that gold will create a lower wick on the 1-hour candle? Well, I mean, once again, we don't know yet. I don't like to make assumptions. What I'm looking at is the fact that we're still struggling in that zone at 1466 and 1467. So what I'd be looking at right now is how this 15-minute candle closes. And then I would say to myself, okay, if this 15-minute candle still closes bullish, but there's a rejection point, what I'd be looking at to say then is maybe I want to put a buy stop at like 1467 15 or 1467 30, and then have this see how this 15-minute candle, the next 15-minute candle forms, because there could be a wick. Like I said, see how this 1-hour candle is forming now? That doesn't mean that we're going bearish. It just means that there could be a pullback, and that means the 15-minute candle is going to go and start like this and then fill the rest of that. So I mean, it's just something to keep in mind. Is it fair to assume that on gold will create a lower wick? Okay, I answered that. Now on lower time frames as rejecting resistance. Well, all it did was it just popped out of the zone on, like you can see here, all it did was it broke through that zone, right? So if we mapped out this zone here and we said this was our zone, all it did was pop out. So it's something that we talked about in the last hour candle, that the last hour candle finished over here and this hour candle popped into that zone. So you can see where you have issues because the way the candle formed as we spoke is there was no bottom wick here. And that's what we needed to go further up. And that's what I was very, very worried about, was that the wick wasn't being formed. So what we have to wait and see is maybe there's going to be a wick that's going to form down over here. But what I can start doing is I can start anticipating a bullish run, and I can start putting new trades over here. So now, because the candle's pulled out of this zone, I can now look to take an entry when this candle goes bullish, but it'll bullish, but more than likely it'll drive through that zone. So that's what I'll wait for. I'll wait for this candle here to then flip. If it flips up, then I'm okay with that. But you can see based on, you know, you shouldn't be surprised that we failed that zone, right? Because we didn't have the proper liquidity or the wick down on the hourly. This hour candle didn't look like this to go further up, right? So we didn't have a tail at the bottom of the candle, right? We needed a tail here, something like this, to drive up. When the candle has no body and it's going up, usually this is what happens. It drives into the zone and it pulls back away. So we just have to be aware of that. The good thing is now, is even if this candle finishes, say, it finishes something like this candle here, right? So if we look at this candle here, and it finishes with a bullish body and a huge wick, we know the next hour we'll be able to fill that wick because we have momentum up. So what I'd be looking for is I'd be looking for a candle that looks like this. So this candle here, I'd want it to look like that over here. So I'll wait to see how that works.
Fucking go miss my entry by fucking micro pip. I've been waiting on those cells all morning. All morning.
Oh, I just saw your picture. Well, you see, the thing is here. So now you look at this candle, right, and you say, "Well, Ted, now we're going bearish." And I tell you, I'm like, it's only one candle. One candle isn't confirmation. Even if this candle drops all the way to here, that doesn't mean we're going bearish because we have to wait for a couple of candles. If you look at gold, gold seems to move, you know, if it's going to be bearish, it's going to let you know it's going to be bearish. If it's going to be bullish, it's going to let you know it's going to be bullish. So just be patient. You don't have to worry about missing the move or the opportunity. What you have to understand is that we had a lot of bullish momentum all week last week and all yesterday. So like I said, today there might be a little bit of a pullback. But am I looking to take sells? Not really, because I don't want a counter trend. So what I'll do is I'll wait for this to go to buys, and my target is still up over to there at that point. So we just sit back and wait. Can you trade sells? Of course, because what you can say is this is a rejection zone. We rejected this area, and that this is our target. So now your stop loss is going to be above here, and your take profit is going to be here, or even if you want to get frisky, you can go down to there, or, you know, ultimate frisky right there. But these targets here and here will show themselves when you're at this point here. Okay, you will see as we drive through this zone that this will be the first one, and if we're going hard in this area here, if we're dropping down hard, you know that this is your next target. So it's just something to keep in mind. That if gold's going to move down, you're going to have enough notification to take a sell on gold and get from 1463 to 1460. You will have enough information. If it's going to be a buy, you're going to have enough information from 1469 to 1474. You should not ever panic that you're missing a move on gold. Gold gives away its hand all the time. It always tells you what's happening.
It's on this. I think it's on this platform. Insert. I probably have it as a template.
Ooh, we got 52 likes on this live stream. You saw this? 4 dislikes.
4 dislikes, yeah.
Okay, let me see who disliked it so we can ban them. You guys know I can see who clicks what, right? People who are clicking.
That's good. That's good.
Hello, hombre.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, I just dropped off kids. Right.
Yeah, you know what's going to be the ultimate challenge, like for all you like Taekwondo guys? That if you can drop off the kids in the jungle and let them fight animals and let's see who wins.
Oh shit, that's too much. Even I didn't do that.
No, if you teach them and be like, okay, so today is the ultimate test.
That's a Navy SEAL type.
Just throw them in a cage with monkeys and see who wins.
No, I just realized that everyone that paid $1,000 to go to OVO Fest, all they had to do was wait like 24 hours and just watch it on Instagram. I'm watching the entire OVO concert on Instagram. There was like Baca showed up, this real smiley guy, I don't know who he is.
Oh yeah, the black fat guy.
Drake showed up, then Little Baby showed up, then Gucci Mane showed up, then The Baby showed up, then Tiger showed up, then Popcan showed up, then Hot Girl showed up, then Meek showed up. This is awesome. I just saw Rick Ross showed up, Cardi B showed up, and then I guess who's this, Chris Brown? That's like the entire concert. Great, thank you.
Entire popular people.
Wow,
that was the entire concert. That's great. I watched the whole concert.
Crew there.
People paid $1,000 just to listen to something.
Yeah. I watched the whole concert. I watched all the best parts of the concert in a matter of 5 seconds, and I didn't pay $1,000. I didn't leave my house. I'm happy. Oh, there goes gold. Gold on the 15-minute chart. It is moving again. And what did we know? This was our support. And now, see the way the hourly has changed on gold? I like that now. That is what I'm looking at now, the hourly. Because now the hourly is creating a new support over here. So now we just have to wait around here, and we have to determine if we're just going to get that spike up. Because now the next 30-minute candle, we could potentially take buys to fill this range at 9:30.
Man, I was driving and I was hearing you do commentary, and then I looked at the charts and I'm like, oh yeah, this makes perfect sense what he's saying.
Yes, sir.
This was the 15-minute that went out.
You do commentary?
Oh. So looking at this 15-minute, it went up to the zone, tapped it, and straight pulled back.
Yep.
This is where you're fluid to say, okay, well, reach it, take profit.
Yep. Take profit.
Someone sent me an email. Good morning, Raja. Are we on today? I
We're
guess
always on.
I guess he's on Mixer looking for me.
Always on.
Oh. Raja, you have some unclaimed prize of 17,400,000.
You better collect it.
It's waiting for you.
Go to Western Union and send the funds.
What's
Gotta
this?
pay the taxes first.
Deposit $475 and get your welcome bonus and claim your prize.
Wow. That was one of the brilliant scams. Yeah, I gotta give it to them.
Yeah.
Just think about it. Like, no matter if you win something, you always have to pay the taxes.
Yes. Yeah, all you gotta do is pay tax. That's it. Just pay tax.
Like, I remember when, I don't know if you guys remember when Oprah gave out those free Volvos, like a whole bunch was left back because people couldn't pay like about $2,000 in taxes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what happened. Like, you know, when people, they win these cars in game shows, oh, you can have the car, you just gotta pay the tax on that.
That's right.
Yeah. I was watching this, I forgot what it was, a house flipper or something. Like, this guy bought this house and raffled it off, and the person who wanted it actually owed the IRS like a couple million because they couldn't afford to pay the tax on the house.
It's funny because when I went to The Price is Right, it's the same thing. When you are on The Price is Right, you have to pay the tax on the prize. That's why a lot of people like when they play the games that have cash, because anything that you win in the States is 30% tax.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah. Any game show that you win, you're paying 30% tax. It's the same thing when you play poker. If you win a poker tournament, they take 30% tax off you right away. That's why people play cash games, because then they can't tax you. But if you get over a certain percentage, when you go to the desk to cash out your money, then they can also grab you as well. They can try and place a tax on you.
Well,
I think it's anything over 10 or 15, I forgot.
Yeah, that's right.
It's 10K, but that's why you go cash out like 5, and then you give your friend the other 9 or whatever to cash.
That's right. Yeah.
It's 45% in India.
Jeez, 45%. Holy cow.
45%. Fuck that. Might as well the government takes 55 and give you 45.
Like, my balls, my money. I think I was reading somewhere yesterday that IRS, like, they're trying to crack down on the Bitcoin thing. So all the exchanges, what they're going to do is they will hold a percentage. They'll hold the percentage of what you have in case, like, you know, that you don't want to pay tax on it. So IRS is going to say, okay, Coinbase, where's that money? And Coinbase is like, okay, well, here it is. And then you're going to see like a drop in your assets.
Well, you just go through an offshore company. That's all. They're going to create some offshore company.
Or you just go out and exchange Bitcoin for cash out on the street, like everybody does. The Bitcoin empire in Toronto is huge. People are walking around with millions of dollars in cash and buying Bitcoin every day. It's scary. Like the people that message me, they're like, I have like 500,000 in cash. I need Bitcoin. It's like, okay.
That's why the government hates Bitcoin.
I know.
Yeah, drug money. A lot of drug money is laundered through Bitcoin.
Oh yeah, it's huge. They can't stop it either.
Once you can make everyday purchases, oh man, it's gonna be fucked.
Yep.
Because Amazon takes Bitcoin, right, Ted?
Yeah, I think they do. There's a few places that take Bitcoin.
Yeah.
You can pay AT&T. I think you can pay your cell phone bill with Bitcoin.
Yeah, I heard about that one.
All right, if this 30-minute candle on gold turns bullish, stays bullish, I think we may be good for a pop-up. The next 15-minute candle should break through that zone. Very happy. I want one trade to run to 1474s. There you go. Cryptos will never die. Yeah, Traders Domain takes Bitcoin. That is correct. Because we've got banks in Europe that are hoarding Bitcoin by the millions.
GJ is still ranging, EG is in range, gold is ranging. We had some nice moves. I don't know. See if gold respects this support at 1464.50. We should continue break 1467. For people in GJ buys, it's looking good because 30-minute close bullish, so that's in your favor. It's respecting the same support. Oh, nice. I think GJ buys would be great above 129.900. The only reason I say that is because the 4-hour candle started, and the previous 1, 2, 3, 4-hour candles, they respected, 129.900, and even they closed below 129.750. So this early move up could just be the 4-hour creating a liquidity wick to continue down. So you just gotta be careful. But at the same time, for it to move down, it needs to break below 129.480. So now you have basically, if you want to take buys, maybe take buys above 129.900, or you can just. I would wait. Or if you're feeling extra risky, you can take a buy now and have a stop below the previous 30-minute, which is 20 pips.
So what you think about buy EJ?
For EJ?
Yeah, what you think?
EJ move. I think the move down was the move. Like once it broke below 119.100, it went down to almost like 118.900, because like 118.900 was a strong resistance in Asian, remember? And then it broke. So now, if you believe that it's doing a retest of this area, then you can probably take a trade based on the 4-hour, but I would wait.
It would be more likely upward.
Yeah, because now it's stuck in this 1-hour range, right? Now you have this 1-hour range here between 118.900 and 119.100. So this 20 pip range.
Oh well.
And if you look on gold, I just looked at the price, 1464. See, for it to move up, it needs to break above 1467 now. And
I agree.
It's the 930 push.
Yep. I think any buys above 1466, I think around 1466.50, I think will be very successful later on. But I wouldn't be trying to take buys right now. Like you could probably take buys at 1465 as well. But I'd just be cautious because this candle seems like it's pulling down a bit before it's going to go up. So I would just be cautious. But it just allows you to get a better entry on the way up. What is the risk you took per trade? It's like 0.25% or like 0.5%. I don't know, my account's like 7 figures, so I'm not risking much.
Oh, you saw that message before me. Because after you read it, 2 seconds later, it appeared on my screen.
Oh,
I got a lag over here. What do I think about UJ?
At some point I thought.
What?
At some point I thought DJ and GU are like related, but today I've learned that GU can be dropping and DJ going up.
Yes, that's a common mistake people make. That if GJ heads down, they think GU is gonna head down as well, and it doesn't happen that way.
that is correct because it's the strength of the currencies with each other.
Yeah, the yen and the dollar can't be really compared.
Yes,
correct. Different countries.
See this? This is what we talked about here. Someone sent a UJ chart here before. He was in buys, and we were like, well, you might want to have a stop loss down over here. So if you would have had the stop loss down here, you would have been fine because your stop where it was didn't make any sense. because once this candle was forming, your stop was your stop was basically in the way. So now if you look, GJ is heading up. GP cat should. UJ is heading up.
UJ heading up.
Yeah, I think UJ. If UJ is heading up, it just
UJ
needs
will
to
head up. Yeah.
break above 106,600, and after it breaks above 106,600, you can have an easy ride to 106,750 even.
Feel the week?
Yep.
Wick on the left. Big wick.
Who got busted?
Yeah, the good thing is the farther gold goes down, the better entries we get again.
Oh, this 4 hour just started in gold.
Yeah. This is great. I'm watching the 5-minute charts. I want support to be created on the 5 and the 15, and then I want to take entries. Now that should drive us all the way up. If not, it's not a big deal. Might just call it a day.
Yes, sir. Call it a day.
Bored. Want to go walk some properties real quick. This is stupid range. Pointless to watch this auto. Set some words at the end of each range. Whenever price breaks out, I'll be notified.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
There we go.
Nice one.
Gold is up, UJ's up, what?
If a 5-minute candle closed bullish, does that mean it's gonna go back up to 66? You know, I was looking at the 4 hour and that makes sense because the 4 hour actually closed bullish. The previous one, the current 4 hour went down, created a like a liquidity wick. So now you go to smaller time frames to see, okay, how far can it go? So based on the 15-minute, you know, you see this is support right here at 1463. So probably this is the lowest the 4 hour is going to go, and now you can bank on the fact that it should turn bullish and later on in the session, maybe like in an hour, just break. Okay, what am I going to work on today?
Man, this IML bullshit has to stop. Watch it. No, but honestly, they're preying on all the poor countries.
Yes.
Like they're in South America right now, and they're preying on people that have fuck all. They have no fucking money.
Yes.
Man, holy cow! How can they live with themselves?
So sad.
Like Venezuela, they're going to Venezuela. Venezuela's in fucking that country fucking doesn't have enough money for a garbage can, let alone fucking $200 a month.
Oh my god. Thinking that they can make them rich.
Someone should shoot that guy.
That is just preposterous.
No, but it's just so bad. Like, how can you prey on people's hopes and dreams like that?
Yeah. Fuck that.
IML came to Kenya as well.
Well, Ted, what it is also, you got a lot of people that are just full of ignorance. Because I had met someone yesterday on the job site. They saw me looking at the charts and they're like, "Oh, do you charge to do it?" I said, "No, and I got a group of mentors, but also we have a lot of free information." He goes, "Oh, well, that's not worth it then." I said, "What do you mean? If it's free?" "Oh, well, I'm IML and I pay X amount every month, and that's how you know it's real knowledge." And I just stopped right there. I'm like, so people that I personally know that are just willing to help people out out of the kindness of their hearts and not charge them, that means that it's not good. He goes, "Well, anything worth something in this life that people would charge for." And I was like, "All right, bro.
All right, do your thing.
Man, you can
make
pay
your money and lose your money.
Pay me even $150 a month, and I'm gonna like guide you across everything."
Yeah, and then I'm
4 hours a day.
gonna rock you for a month. I'm in profit.
Man, I watched all these videos. That CEO of that IML company, man, that guy's the biggest fraud. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but if these guys come to Toronto, they're gonna have hell to pay because I'm showing up with people. I'll make sure they don't get to Toronto. If anyone knows of an IML meeting in Toronto, you call me. I'll clear my schedule for that, and I'll fucking toast them all day.
I can't wait to see that.
I'll make all their people leave, and I'll get arrested because they'll be like, "This guy's crazy."
Come on, IML, go to Toronto, make that happen.
Yeah. See when Raja comes down here to Miami and stuff. I'm sure there'll be a few in attendance there because IML's big down here, man.
In Florida?
Seriously?
Oh my God, bro! Florida's like the home of scams.
Yeah, it's pretty unique. It's the home of scams.
Burner's awesome. Burner has no chill.
It's the truth, man. It's the truth.
Yeah, we know that for a fact. You guys scammed in Miami with those insurance fraud.
Oh, in Mississauga? Okay, someone send me a DM where the next IML meet is in Mississauga, because I'll go there and I'll roast them.
Yeah, I'll come with you.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, it's a whole army already.
We'll go together.
I'm just gonna ask them questions. I'm gonna ask them straight questions, and let's see what they have to answer. And if they can't answer them, I'm gonna pin them against the wall, and I'm gonna ask them to answer them. And I don't want to hear none of this bullshit about, "Oh, this is negative energy." No, I want facts.
Negative energy.
Because this is my money. I want to know hard facts with my money. Don't worry, I'll make them look stupid.
Yeah, it's always when you use their own words against them. It's always funny.
No, but it's not cool, man. Like, I just watched this video, and man, they're ripping off people in South America and shit like that. Man, those countries don't have money to trade Forex. I'm sorry.
Taking advantage.
You're making people pay $200, $300 a month US. Man, half those people don't even make $200 in a year. That's not cool, man.
Oh, IML Worldwide expands into Latin America. Big news month.
Yeah. No wonder Javier is going nuts. And now I understand why he's so angry at IML. I just watched the videos, man.
Yeah, man, I've been to IML before. It's like 2 years ago, way back.
Yeah, one of my sisters got in it in the beginning of the year, and she's like, "It's easy. I just pay them, and they help me make my money." So I asked her like, a couple months after. I said, "So how much money you make?" She's like, "Well, I'm breaking even, so that's good." And I'm like, "Oh, that's okay."
Okay. Breaking even. Okay.
Yeah.
This guy, Austin Godsey guy or whatever, that guy's a fruitcake. I'll say it to his face all day. That guy's the biggest fruitcake.
He can't trade like this.
He's like 5'3", bro.
Selling memberships, man. He should be working out at the gym and selling gym memberships. These guys should all be doing fitness and food nutrition courses. That's what they should be doing. At least if they sell something, it's worth it for people to learn about nutrition.
What the heck was that?
Man.
Hey, go back to that rope thing. I don't know what he was doing there, but Raja, you need to take him to work out with you, man.
Man, I actually go to the gym to just destroy my body.
Well, he needs to destroy his body.
I don't know, man. That really cheesed me off. After I saw those Instagram videos from this guy's site, and he can't even speak Latin. He can't even speak Spanish. He's got a translator. You're telling me that you want to sell a product and you want to travel the world and you want to actually sell shit, and you can't even have enough respect to learn that country's language? Like, give me a fucking break. You can't do that shit. You're going down there as a CEO and you're trying to talk about like how good your product is and you know like how much money you made, and then you can't even have enough courage and decency to learn Spanish, man. Fuck, you live in the United States. Spanish is like the second language in the United States, man. Give me a break. It's like me not knowing how to speak French.
Mi nombre es Cian Flores, tengo 19 años. Hace 2 semanas encontré la forma de generar dinero desde mi
Poor kid, man. He thinks IMO is going to make him a millionaire.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, gold.
Estamos muy tristes porque la gente dice que no.
Tomaron
savings account from.
Oh.
So remember we were talking about that hour candle and now how it's flipping? That's what we're looking for.
Yes.
So gold now, that's I think the momentum we need to go up the rest of the day.
Yep. John Delaney joined. Yes. John Delaney is in IMO.
Yeah, held that 5 minute 200 EMA held perfectly a couple times back.
Yep. And now if you look at the 15-minute candle, we're on our way up. Break through that. We should break through that resistance hopefully.
Wow, GP CAD also played out.
Yeah, that 30 minute looks like a wick to just rock it up.
Yeah.
Rock it up.
Yeah, this 30-minute candle will flip bullish and then we should be good. We should at least fill the previous 30-minute candle to like 1468 with gold. We should at least get to 1468. That's the initial target. But we shall see.
Is there any relevant movement with the UCAD and gold?
UCAD and gold?
No. Not really. Gold is US mainly. We need gold to break 1466 to go to 1467.
Man, I wish last year when I bought that real ounce of gold, I just threw a standard on gold instead.
Yeah, I would have made much more.
Bro, I bought it at 1238 or 1245, something like that.
Damn, that would be perfect. Oh, the requirement.
difference between that is you're gonna use margin.
What happened?
The difference between that, you're gonna use margin.
Oh yeah, exactly, bro. No, I bought a physical 1 ounce like for my daughter, but I'm saying if I took that 1,200 instead and threw it into the market and just threw it on gold, it would have been blessed.
But you didn't know it was gonna rise up.
Nah, I knew it was gonna go up long term.
Wow, you should have put it in there. You knew.
But
Gold never loses value, man, because they're not producing more of it. It's less and less.
Whatever you make and 50% you should get.
Yeah, because it's also getting a lot more expensive to mine it because they're starting to have to dig deeper for it and stuff now.
Exactly.
True. Also, you can tell if you go to the jeweler and you look at gold nowadays compared to like I don't know if you got any old gold jewelry from like 10 years ago, you can see the quality of difference, bro.
Better way.
Puff, pass.
Nah, no more of that, man.
Oh, you stop smoking, burning?
Yeah, bro. Actually, tomorrow will be 4 weeks.
What?
Yeah. Good job.
4 weeks.
You on papers?
Nah, dog.
Oh my.
Never that again. Never that.
Technically, 4 weeks is not quitting
No,
yet.
bro. It's like for the last year, I just noticed how much time I just be burning and burning for no reason. Like I'll be home, I could go do shit instead. I'll be like, let me just twist up. And then once the blunt's done, 2 hours later, twist up again. It's like shit gets boring after a while.
Bro, all you need is a part.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Might have to change your name to none burn.
I think I fucked around and switched it to what I say, a retired burner or some shit like that. I forget what I did.
Yeah, you need pen. I have pen. I'm tired of rolling J's with funnels on them.
Oh, and I was a Dutch roller too. So
I was bamboo. Bamboo classic.
Yeah, bro. It was like probably about 4 years.
You can tell the OG out of what paper they smoke out of.
Oh yeah, that's facts.
The new school smoke out of wraps.
What wraps?
Yeah, man. If you hear someone talk about Swishers or White Owls or Dutches, you know they old school. Just like nowadays, you got a lot of people smoking out of grabber, but it's like they just a lot of them are followers. They don't know about the original grabber.
They usually smoke like out. So.
You see that new roller paper they got, the see-through one?
The one day it was like Pure Band is a see-through, but Classic is not really. It's just a regular. But I don't roll it no more. I like pen. Let's go cards. It's like smoking oil, walking around smoking an oil.
Man, I got on that for a little bit because it was convenient, but I don't like I like regular herb better, bro.
Not sure if this question was answered or not, but how come your 4-hour kind of formed when it did as opposed to 20 minutes later? No, the 4-hour kind of formed at 9 a.m. Eastern. But I think GP Cat is going to come up to 1.61400, whoever's in buys.
I'm just mad. Oh my gosh, I didn't press this button and then keep smoking it. I was like, why is it not coming out?
Kid, you quit smoking off, right?
No, I'm still smoking.
Oh.
Yeah, like maybe have like if I have a hard day, if I have a like really busy day,
you need it.
Then I'm gonna smoke a joint at night and be like,
oh yeah.
You ever smoke before working out?
Yes. Yesterday.
Okay.
Yesterday I did.
it kind of motivates you. Depends on.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
nah, it zones you up. Like, I don't go to the gym, bro. I don't work out. But, like, when I'm on the job, if I were to smoke before I work, man, it's like I'm just in my zone. Like, nothing phases me. I just knock everything out, you know?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, when I go to the gym and I work out and I'm high, I can feel every muscle fiber twitching and moving. Just total
I used
control.
to work out like that.
Seriously, I have total control. I'm not.
Jay had to walk in the Olympus and then just start working out.
Yeah.
And stay there for 2 hours. I think it was like 20 minutes.
Yeah, you know how at times people like they just half-ass the reps, like they don't go all the way down and don't do the proper like full motion. I just go really slow and just go like boom.
Because you're more focused. You're more in tune with your body.
Yeah, like yesterday after such a long time, I did dumbbell presses with 70-pound dumbbells, and I was like, wow, I got fucking strength.
That's pretty good.
Yes. Like I did 4, I'm like, holy shit, I'm doing this.
I'm doing 60s. So what are you doing? Is that flat or incline?
No, just like
The way Uncle K comes out.
shoulder presses.
Oh, shoulder. Oh, geez, no, I can't do 70s. Are you kidding me? I'll fucking blow my shoulders out.
Damn.
The most I do is 50s on my shoulders.
Yeah.
Oh, that's still pretty good.
Yeah, it's, you know what though, because the shoulder muscle is so small, I'm always worried about that. But then I do like the other, like I do compound exercises with shoulders.
Yeah.
But my body, like my frame isn't wide, so I'm never gonna have like really wide shoulders. It's just, it does what it does.
Yeah, plus like your range of motion is even larger than mine.
Yeah. Looks like gold, if we get up to 1467, we'll have a good run. It's struggling.
Will it run?
It's doing pretty good right now. The 15-minute candle just has to break above this resistance. It's not, maybe in the next half hour we might get it.
Gold is fucking out with other pairs sometimes. But gold work is good. That's the thing. Better to do it, gold. Just gotta stay on chart for like 2 hours. It's good.
Yeah, I think we should get 1469 today. That's my target. I got it in at 1463 when that 30-minute candle dropped and it held at support, so I jumped it.
I see.
Yeah, because that was just a pullback from the 9:30 open.
Yeah, I kind of see movement towards upper, but it's like moving back forth.
Yeah.
Coming up and down, but it's towards upward.
I'm done for the day, man. I didn't get my first entry, so
That threw you off the rest of the day?
yeah. Looks like some news is about to come out.
Yep. Let's see how we do with.
Don't we have Jolt news coming soon?
Yeah, in a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Let's see what that does.
If it,
I hope it tanks AU.
USD. Cancel. But drop this.
So it looks like any buys above 1466 with gold should be pretty good. We're in a nice range here.
Oh yeah, news dropped.
Yeah, we'll eventually break out.
Better than expected was 7.348. They were expecting 317, so
Nice.
better than expected.
Let's go.
Which should
Is it pushing hard? Is it? Did it?
Yes.
Is this flying, going upward?
Yeah, I
Because
think.
usually when it pushes down hard, it usually pushes hard up later on.
Yeah, so see what we were talking about? Price should make higher highs and higher lows. So look at the 30-minute candle, it created support. The next one didn't go below the previous one. So now if you entered on this candle, your stop should be at break even. And then just, you know, if it breaks up, perfect, awesome. You're in the money.
I got a buy stop at 1465.50 for gold.
1465.
I'm anticipating that we will push up very shortly once this news subsides. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, I guess for GP CAD, this candle had to close below support, but it didn't. Then you had support formed. Okay, I'm gonna head off, everybody.
Take it easy.
Have fun, take care.
Good one, man.
Yeah, take care, have fun.
Have a blessed one, Roger.
Have fun, take care, have a blessed one.